Rhodes Award being announced. So I just decided to
Maybe
throw
in
it in there.
NXT, we don't know.
Yeah, so who knows what it's going to be? Maybe it's for an NXT guy or something. So they'll get to the Hall of Fame early. Alrighty then. Now that we're done with all the Hall of Fame and the NXT talk, it's time to talk about the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania Star or 32. I don't know.
Woo!
Vince doesn't like to call it numbers because it makes WrestleMania feel quote unquote old. But
Okay.
we have WrestleMania 32.
They also don't call it granddaddy of them all because of that. It's funny you should say that.
Yeah, he doesn't like it being called the granddaddy of them all. Model. Do you think someone's gonna slip that in there just to piss off Vince? I'll give JBL
I can only see TBL doing it.
I see Byron Saxon using it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And getting fired on the spot right after the show.
that'd be great.
He's become such a meme. Like, oh, poor Byron. Actually, that'll be interesting. Who do you guys think are doing the commentary? Do you bring King in with Lawler or not with Lawler? Sorry.
I
Do you bring
heard
King in? With,
I heard Keen said that he's going to be at WrestleMania, but I don't think he's announcing because I know Mauro Ranallo came out and said that he's not going to be a part of WrestleMania, but he is going to be part of the weekend.
I think they're gonna have that like the actual pre-show. I think he's gonna be part of that. Him, Renee Young, Corey Graves, and Booker T. I think that's gonna be the four.
But I don't know. It's hard to justify giving him WrestleMania over Michael Cole. And I'm not the biggest Michael Cole fan, but whether you like him or not, he's been the voice of WWE for quite some time now. So it's kind of hard to make an argument where you could say like, oh, well, I think Morrow should. It's maybe in a few years.
He has not. Calling WrestleMania is like calling the fucking Super Bowl. Like I'm not gonna get a B guy from the Fox NFL Sunday. You know what I mean? That's not Troy Aikman and fucking Joe Buck. The guys that's doing like the fucking
Games of the week.
Dallas Cowboys versus Oakland Raiders game randomly. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna get one of those guys.
Yeah.
I want Joe Buck and fucking Troy Aikman. Joe Buck is not that good, but you get where I'm going.
Yeah, you want your A plus guys. That's like CBS.
A guys. So Michael Cole is the A guy, whether we like it or not. He's been there. He's done his time. He's been there for fucking 20 years, just about. He's done his time, and
holy shit, it has been that long. Jesus.
Yeah,
he's been there since '97. I remember just off topic real quick on Macho Screwjob match when he asked Vince backstage, he's all like, Vince, who's gonna win tonight? And he just walks off. It was good.
Michael go on a bunch of those where he would go up to superstars and ask them questions, and then later on they would just walk away from him. It was like, what?
Yeah, he's done his time. He's done his time, and even when he was on SmackDown, and here's the funny thing about it is that when he was on SmackDown with Taz, I think he was damn good at commentary.
Yeah, he was awesome then.
He was awesome. He really put over everybody, and it's like now it's just like, I don't know if he's like tired.
I find it more laziness. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like it's like more laziness because but when he was with Taz on SmackDown, like 2003, 2004, oh god, he was great on the commentary. Like just go back and listen to what he was commentating back then than today.
Yep, I 100% agree. And we get the WrestleMania pre-show. This is not only on the WWE Network, but you can check it out on the USA Network as well. 3 very big matches to get you excited for WrestleMania. So the first match that I see on here, it got traded off. Originally this was going to be on the main card, but it's not going to be on the main card anymore. It's going to be switched off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which made its way on the main card. Kalisto defending his United States Championship against the big guy, Ryback. The feud started out because Ryback is a big guy, and he feels like big guys should be champions, and little guys shouldn't be champions. And Kalisto, after seeing his best friend Sin Cara get beaten up, he said, "I'll accept your challenge, Ryback." And that's how this feud started. I actually think that that's how the feud started. That's pretty much the basis of it all. I actually think this match will actually be pretty solid. I think it's going to surprise people because Kalisto, I feel he works better with bigger guys. I can't wait to see the Selena Del Sol into the Shell Shock. That's going to be an awesome spot. And I'm going to give the win to the big guy. Yeah, it'd be pretty hype indeed. But I'm giving the win to the big guy here. Like Kalisto, he should win this match. But I think they want to do bigger things with this new and improved Ryback. I think that he's going to be the next dude that they're going to push. So, Ryback, U.S. champ.
Well, I'm going to go with Juberg here. And, I mean, my only gripe about this here is that it's a fucking title match on the pre-show, and that's something I'm very much well against. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm always against shit like this, like title matches being on pre-shows, but it's fucking WrestleMania 2 on top of that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we'll get into it a little bit down the card, but I'm pretty sure there's ways that they can cut time a little bit to fit their match on, the actual main card, but I'll go with Juberg or Ryback.
See, my only argument against having the U.S. title on the pre-show is that, for me, if it was going to be between the Battle Royal and the U.S. title, I mean, I would rather have the Battle Royal, because, okay, not the first WrestleMania, but first time they had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, it actually felt like it was important, and it meant something, sorry. They had Cesaro win. He was the dark horse. But then the next year, it kind of felt like a 31-win Big Show, and it was just kind of like no one really cared. I mean, as over as Damian Sandow was, it was like he was the most viable competition for Big Show, and that was...
It's kind of sad to say, actually.
But, for this year, I'm kind of glad that it's going to be on the pre-show, but I feel like this is the laziest booking they've ever had for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Like, there's 16 names announced.
Yeah, it's going to be only 20 man this year instead of 30 like last year.
And then that also raises the. I guess we'll talk more about the Battle Royal when we get to the Battle Royal. But for Kalisto and Ryback, I could see them giving the belt to Ryback. I'd rather see it stay on Kalisto, just because I feel like. I don't know. I feel like there's more you can do with Kalisto right now. Ryback, it's kind of just like, big guy. And I'm trying to think like who he could even like go off in a feud with. I could see them getting more invested in someone like Ryback, but at the same time, Kalisto is a unique superstar in the sense that like there's not too many people that are like he's at like 4 something, like 5'3", is it 5'2"?
Yeah, like, he's pretty short. He's like 5'5", 5'6", around there.
Yeah, man. So like I feel like from that aspect, there's a lot more you can do with him. Versus Ryback, who wears black trunks now, and that's awkward. That's the one thing that really makes me not like Ryback anymore. I miss the thing that I'm not used to the Skip Sheffield pants. Like,
yeah, I mean, I hate it when people said that when Ryback was compared to Goldberg, but it's like he did it himself, where he's just, I'm just gonna go with trunks now. It's like, God, man, you're never gonna get over like that if you keep doing shit to compare yourself to Goldberg.
I think this match might be pretty solid. Like, I'm not hyped for it at all because WWE seems to not give a fuck about the match. Like, this match has barely gotten featured whatsoever. So, I don't have a reason to care, but it might be alright. Just due to the big man versus little man kind of deal. So, I think I'm going to go with Kalisto. He just got finished going through Del Rio. I want to see him hold the belt for maybe a couple more months, like, run with him, try and build a new Latino star or something, sell some masks, I don't know, like, hey, I think he could be a good mid-card face for the company, so I like to see it go a little bit longer.
Yep.
All right, so we all talked about the United States Championship match. Moving on forward to some more Divas action, as we have Total Divas taking on Bad and Blonde. Lana, Summer Rae, Naomi, Emma, and Tamina taking on Brie Bella, Paige, Natalya, Alicia Fox, and the returning Eva Marie. How this feud started was that Lana was attacking Brie Bella the whole time, and then later on Team Bad got into the mix. And then for whatever reason, Paige got thrown into here, and Natalya, she's like, hey, I want to be a part of this. And Alicia Fox, she's still part of Team Bella, so of course she's going to be involved. But there was a mystery person as Emma on Superstars or Main Event, whatever the fuck sideshow they did, re-debuted, came back. Good for Emma. Emma and Zack Ryder both getting WrestleMania paychecks. Happy for these two. So Emma came back, and so it made it a 5-on-5. And so the question was, who was it going to be? A lot of people were kind of wondering if it was going to be an NXT girl making her move up to the main roster. People were saying Bayley or whatever. I don't get how Bayley would have fit with the Bellas. I was hoping it would be Nikki Bella, the return of the Fearless One. But it turns out Nikki Bella is now a part-time diva, not a full-time diva anymore. I don't know why she can't be part-time for this. I mean, she ain't gonna do shit in the match except for maybe come out and say, "Let's go, guys, come on." So, she could have made it. But instead, WWE went with Eva Marie, and it was welcomed with a bunch of boos and a bunch of her teammates saying on Twitter they don't want to team with her. So, this seems like a clusterfuck. As great as the WrestleMania 26 clusterfuck, I don't know, but it seems like it has that special range of clusterfuckiness that we're going to see. No Hawk Splash from Vicky Guerrero, sadly. That was the only thing that made the 26 match was that terrible frog splash Vicky Guerrero did. But other than that, I see Bad and Blonde winning with Lana getting a pinfall, thus cementing Lana as an in-ring worker.
Okay, well, I don't really have much to say about this match. At least they gave it some type of story. They have a reason why this match came together, even though it's, like, majority stupid. But I am going to go with Bad and Blonde, Lana. I see the exact same thing. I mean, they're obviously going to try to make her, oh, Jesus Christ, into a in-ring wrestler. But, yeah. This is a match that's supposed to be on the pre-show. I mean, all divas, this is what they do with WWE. They want every single person on the roster to have some feature because they deserve it, apparently, if you're on the main roster. They want everybody to have their payday, which is cool with WWE. I mean, you can't say that shit for, like, TNA. Like, if you're now on Bound for Glory, it's not there, bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, but at least with WWE, you can at least say that you're going to see every single wrestler on the main roster. And that's what this match is for, is to get all the divas on, and at least they put some form of a story behind, which I'm cool with. And this is a perfect position on the pre-show because this match is going to be bollocks. But yeah, Bad and Blonde is going to win.
I think I'm going to say Bad and Blonde as well. Hopefully, we don't see Eva Marie and Lana in the ring at the same time.
Oh, God, I didn't think about that factor. Jesus Christ.
I want to see that. That would be tremendous.
Oh, my God. That would be a funny train wreck to watch, though. So, yeah, I think I'm down to see that, too.
I kind of agree with Chase. I feel like Lana's going to get a win over, I don't know, someone. See, that's the only thing. I could see her pinning either, like, Alicia Fox or, like, Eva Marie. So, maybe Eva, because, I don't know, the way they brought her out, it looked like they really wanted people to get behind her. And, like, who's the mystery opponent? It's Eva Marie! Holy crap! She's back! So, like, I felt like they really want to get behind her. But with a reaction like that, I mean, I don't know how well that's going to work. But it's working for Roman Reigns right now, so... What's going to happen is there's going to be a part of the match where Eva Marie's just cleaning house. Like, she's not Emma... She's doing this, and then maybe Lana will roll her up or something.
It's working for Roman Reigns. Speaking of Roman Reigns, his cousins, the Usos.
Those segues, man. You're killing it.
Taking on the Dudley Boys. Taking on the Dudley Boys. In a regular tag team match with no stipulation. How did this feud start? The New Day were going to take on the Usos in a tables match. The Dudleys went on to the backstage and said, "Hey, this is our match. We need to be in this match with you guys." The Usos said, "Yeah, you guys should be in the match." The New Day had to find a fourth partner. They grabbed Mark Henry. Mark Henry left, and the Usos and the Dudleys won this match. But then afterwards, the Dudley Boys turned heel, beat up the Usos. And then on SmackDown on both shows, had to announce why they turned heel. And then later on, they just did the same promo on Raw. And pretty much it's just been back and forth. The Dudley Boys' gimmick now is that they won't use the tables no matter what. While the Usos, they're still the Usos. They're just doing whatever they do. I'm sad because this match should be so much more than it should be. You know, like it feels like this should be a tag team title match. I don't know, tables, ladders, chairs. I don't know. It just feels like it should be a lot bigger than it is. But I'm glad that we're now getting Bully Ray on TV. Bully Ray was a great heel character in TNA. We're just missing the rest of the aces and eights for it to be in full effect. But
Jesus Christ.
but other than that, I say the Usos are going to win. I would prefer a Dudley Boys win here, but obviously the Dudleys are there just to put over the Usos as the new generation tag team, which I'm fine with. I like the Usos, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't really care too much about this. Mainly because, like you said, it's not like a stipulation. Like, I mean, if the Dudleys said they're not going to use tables anymore, why not make it a tables match? You know, just to say fuck. Well, but I guess since
They don't want to use it, so.
No, but that would be interesting. It's like the Dudleys want to beat the Usos, but ha ha ha, just kidding. It's in a tables match. But I guess with Triple H obviously hiring the Dudley Boys to help him beat up Roman Reigns, it's like they're kind of on the same page, so that wouldn't really make sense. That's the only thing I don't really like about, I find a lot in WWE today, like Kevin Owens, for instance, is supposed to be the bad guy, right? And yet Stephanie McMahon's chewing him out, and she's like, you're going to fight, like, 6 guys. It's like, really? I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes sense if, like, Dolph Ziggler was champion, and Dolph Ziggler was like, who am I going to face at WrestleMania? Or if it was like a babyface GM, and it's like, well, guess what? Like if Teddy Long was there and he made the 7-man tag team match, y'all would have loved it. Would have been great. But what were we talking about? Dudleys.
Yes, the Dudley Boys.
I'm gonna just say Usos. Same thing. They'll do that cool splash, and it won't be that good a match.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Usos too. I definitely think it feels like this should be more. I wish we got like these 2 teams, and then maybe New Day, and then, hell, throw a 4th team in there, whatever,
League of Nations,
and then have a TLC match.
Yeah.
Like, come on, is it that hard to do? I would have preferred to see that, but yeah, I think Usos will win. It'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too with the whole Fatal 4-Way. I mean, maybe not a TLC match because we already have a ladder match, so I think to me ladders already. But yeah, as far as the match is concerned, Usos is gonna win. I mean, Dudley Boys, they don't need to win. Yeah, I mean, they don't have to win. They're already, they're gonna be the same Dudley Boys today. Even if they do lose tomorrow. I mean, it's not gonna affect them in any way. And, also on top of that as well, the Dudley Boys, they just want the check. They don't care if they win. So at this point, they're just doing it. I'm not saying that they're doing it just for the money, but it's like, do they really need to be put over? Do you think there's going to be any backstage morale issues like, oh, well, we're not going to win our 88th title? You know what I mean? It's not going to really matter. So Usos for the victory.
And by the way, if the Dudleys do not win, they'll still be winless at WrestleMania. They haven't won one WrestleMania ever.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
They haven't won one WrestleMania ever. Just
and
like
this.
Don't say that, because then I think they're going to give the Dudleys their moment, and it'll be.
Yeah, but it's on the pre-show. Though. I don't think no one's going to give a fuck. Like, oh, remember when you won your first WrestleMania match?
Like, oh, I want a moment. We never got a WrestleMania moment, and then being like, oh, well, the Usos will be around for a while. And then,
but I think
Dudleys never won until just now. They kicked Jimmy Uso in the balls.
I don't think they're gonna bring that up as far as as in the story of the match itself. I mean, like if they were gonna bring that up, I think they would have brought it up during the actual build up to the match itself. Like, well, we're not on WrestleMania right now. We never won a WrestleMania match. I think that meant something. If that was something like that, that's something that could be on the main card at least. You know what I mean? Like, even if they win, do you count that? Even if they win, I don't really count that as them winning. On the main card. I mean, that's just a pre-show match. I mean, I could be pulling the pre-show. I could be pulling the pre-show match against another fucking person, and like, oh, if I win, I won a match at WrestleMania. Well, not really, because I was on the pre-show.
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, winning on the pre-show is not the same as winning on the main card, which we're moving on forward to as the New Day look to get a big win as a tag team, taking on the League of Nations in a 4-on-3 tag team match, handicap match, which is the titles are not on the line. The titles are not on the line in this match. I was mistaken. when I thought the titles were on the line, but they aren't on the line. So which means I'm more and more confident that the League of Nations are going to win this match at WrestleMania 32. And the reason being is because the New Day, yes, they're hot, yes, they're over, but I feel like that could help the League of Nations kind of get more heat on them. And also, I feel like the League of Nations need to win more than the New Day. And plus, the way I'm predicting WrestleMania, I need a good heel and face balance. I hate shows where all heels win or all faces win. So I need a good balance, and I feel like with the League of Nations, especially with the 4 dudes that you have in this faction, they should be so much better than they are. So like we talked about last month when we did the Fastlane Predictions podcast, we have trouble remembering their fucking theme song. Like we're just like, who the fuck are these idiots coming out? We call them goofballs and stuff like that. So maybe this would help out the League of Nations just a little bit. Give a win to Sheamus, give a win to Del Rio. You know, he's back. I don't even... Has Del Rio won at a WrestleMania? I don't think he has. Oh, yeah, he did against Swagger. Never mind. Give a win to Rusev. Give a win to King Barrett. Kofi, Biggie, and Xavier will be just fine. So I'm predicting the League of Nations to win. The main interesting plot point is if the New Day are going to come out with flying unicorns.
Yeah, I can't wait for their entrance. I can only imagine what their entrance is going to be. I think it's going to be fucking fantastic. But I think the League of Nations is going to win here, just because that it'll get them over more. New Day is still going to be over. Obviously, you know, in my opinion, they're going to be full-fledged baby faces after Mania, so they're going to be, you know, like the next, well, they're already the big thing, like, they're going to be like a huge face, you know, that's going to be on TV. I just hope that their character doesn't get watered down, because you know when people turn the face, like for whatever reason, that they will try, like people will try too much to get over, like when they're baby faces. I hope that's not the case with the New Day. As far as the League of Nations is concerned, I mean, like I said, they're gonna win. I mean, I like the group. I love their fucking celebration too, when they're like just raising their hands and they're like, yeah. Oh no, I think that's fucking funny when I see that shit. But yeah, League of Nations for the victory.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say League of Nations. Mainly due to the fact that the titles are not on the line. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. I don't really care. League of Nations are booty. They don't fucking win matches at all. That's ridiculous. Like, how are they losing, like, every tag match, every one-on-one match? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? I don't get that.
Yeah, it seemed like after they lost the World Championship, they just lost everything else. Every match they were in, every tag match, everything.
The only thing that they got to make them look strong was they beat up the New Day after Fastlane on Raw. That's it.
Yeah.
Or Roadblock, actually. Yeah. Roadblock.
Oh, yeah, Roadblock. Fucking Roadblock, man. Fucking WrestleMania momentum, man. I hate that show, man.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it in the sense of, like, the quality, but that fucking ruined the momentum for WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, how so? In what way?
It was a Roadblock, all right.
It was a Roadblock.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, though, like, in ruining the momentum.
Because we got to have Dean Ambrose versus Triple H, so we put a halt on the WrestleMania main event build-up just so we could do that match, and then we didn't have Ambrose and Lesnar build, so, like, 2 of the top matches weren't getting built for a few weeks.
Yeah, so because pretty much they stopped for, like, 2 or 3 weeks, like, to build up that match for...
That makes sense.
Know, for that particular match at Roadblock. But, like, you're going to have Roman Reigns on TV, and, like, the rest of the build to WrestleMania was just, like, Roman Reigns just beating up Triple H. Just pretty much it, you know.
It also kind of made the Wyatts look like absolute shit.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah, that too.
Because we don't see the Wyatts on the show right now. Bray Wyatt or the Wyatt family are not on the show. But maybe they will make an appearance in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Maybe that's a good thing if they're going to be in it, that they're putting it on the main card. Because, like, honestly, that's ridiculous. Like, everyone complains about how all these guys are injured and how, you know, everyone's hurt and nobody's at the show, actually. And then, you know, there's someone like Bray Wyatt who they've put a bit of time into for 2 years. Whether he's winning or losing, he's still competing with these big guys. And then he's not even on the show for WrestleMania or any of the Wyatt family. Like, I know Luke Harper's hurt, but he's not on the show. That's stupid. And I think it kind of goes back, like people were saying, oh, losing to Cena's not going to hurt him. Just working with Cena elevates him. Oh, losing to Taker's not going to hurt him. Working with Taker elevates him. But now here we are 2 years after that, 1 year after The Undertaker, and he's not even on the fucking show. He doesn't even have a match.
Well, he could be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Look, I don't care who wins this scene, in all honesty. Give it to Mark Henry. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, give it to Mark motherfucking Henry.
If Mark Henry, like I said, probably Mark Henry, or maybe, I don't know. Because it's like this is like scraping the bottom of the shit barrel here. Like Fandango's in fucking this shit. Like we saw Fandango against Chris Jericho, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, like for the first time in like a long time. You know what I mean? But I just hope that one of the Wyatts win, and if one of the Wyatts will win, it's gonna be Braun Strowman.
Oh, Care Bear.
Yeah, so.
Personally, I'd rather see Wyatt himself win, just because, I don't know, I feel like I know that the WWE's been trying to get behind Strowman, but I would rather someone like Mark Henry win than a Braun Strowman. But in a perfect world, I'd rather Bray Wyatt win this fucking Battle Royal, honestly. Like, it actually bugs me quite a bit what they've done with him and how they've really just made him a fucking joke. Like, jeez, we make fun of Bray Wyatt like every day.
Oh yeah, we do. We do make fun of Bray Wyatt every time we talk, Ace.
And but we always talk about it. Every time we make fun of him, we'll spend like an hour making fun of him, and then we'll spend the next 5 minutes talking about how fucking awesome that WrestleMania 30 build-up was.
Yes, that legacy promo.
Every time. Oh, every fucking time. And it really bothers me what's happened to Bray Wyatt. But anyways, hopefully he wins. It'll probably be Mark Henry though.
Do you know what also is awesome, Ace?
What?
AJ Styles in the WWE as he makes his hashtag free WrestleMania debut, taking on Y2J Chris Jericho in a one-on-one match. Just a basic match. We haven't seen this before, right? Right, guys? AJ Styles and Chris. Never, ever.
It's a dream match.
I guess they didn't want to make it too gimmick heavy, with the no holds barred street fight and the Hell in a Cell. But you're the matches are match for the fourth time in a row. There's not like you couldn't do like a last match. I guess there's a ladder match too.
I'd say you could have done a submission match because they were putting over the Cap Slicer for a minute, but seems like WWE is really.
That would have been weird to me.
Well, because he's been winning with the Cap Slicer, but I think WWE wants to put over AJ's new finisher, the Phenomenal Forearm. This feud pretty much started because AJ Styles beat Chris Jericho a bunch of times, and Chris Jericho was all like, "You're not better than me, AJ. I'm better than you." And then later on, that's how this feud started. And Y2 Jackass and AJ Styles actually getting some mic time. Good for him. But this AJ Styles and Jericho match is going to be a good match for sure. Probably one of the longer singles matches that we're going to get on the card. But I have a swerve for you guys. AJ Styles isn't winning because this is AJ Styles' induction into the WWE. Yeah, we were all happy. We're all happy seeing the Phenomenal One. He's winning big matches, but you know who isn't happy? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And McMahon needs to show you, AJ. This is what the real reality of the WWE is. You're a good kid. You're a pit bull. You're a fighter. But you're going to lose to Chris Jericho because I like Jericho. So Jericho, before he goes off to a Fozzy tour, will most likely be AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I see it happening. It happened. Chris Jericho, everyone's going to say, oh, he's just there to put over people and stuff. Like, yeah, he already did that part. Now it's time for him to get his win back. And Vince is going to make sure he gets his win back, damn it.
You could almost argue, too, that, I mean, I have AJ Styles winning myself, but you could almost argue, I mean, right now, AJ is up 1. So, if Jericho wins here at WrestleMania, there's a potential for another match down the line, right? Another fucking match down the line. But you know, there is some argument to be made there, right? But personally, I think they'll give it to AJ Styles myself.
I mean, with this match here, it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match, and I'm just going to say right now, AJ Styles, I think, is going to win. But why? This was like the third, fourth match now with these guys.
Hashtag SmackDown matters too.
Okay, so it's here's my thing. When you brought AJ Styles into WWE, how come you cannot have him feud against The Miz? Because he was there, like, wrestling Miz. How come you can't just have him go up against The Miz? That'll be a good little start off. Then after, like, they could have done the Y2 AJ little tag team and have Chris Jericho turn heel that way. I think that would have been more over. And this is being their first match at WrestleMania. Oh, holy shit, this is a dream match. Holy shit, who's gonna win? Holy, you know what I mean? Like, how come they could have just done it then instead of the way that they have done it? It just waters down this match, and it's all like, well, I already saw this match already. You know what I mean? This is gonna be the fourth time I'm gonna see these guys. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't get why WWE has to do the booking the way that they do it. It makes no sense.
It was this will not only be his first WrestleMania match. This was also his very first singles match in WWE after the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, they could have just have him they could have his few matches against like the Miz and like maybe like against somebody else, like another.
The way that you could have set up the tag team is like, remember, Kurt Axel got eliminated because of AJ Styles. You could have just had him go through the social outcast and then have it where, the numbers are too much for, like, after the Miz feud, the numbers are too much for AJ Styles, so Jericho comes in to help AJ and stuff like that. And then afterwards,
social outcasts a bit too, and
all they have to do was go backstage, like maybe like a couple weeks before the heel turns on, like. It's like, you know what? I know how hard it is to come into from an unknown territory because Chris Jericho came from WCW.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is. You know what I mean? And I think I think you need some help. You know what I mean? Do you want to be my tag team partner? That's fucking 3-minute promo to do that. And all you gotta do from there is have that same tag team match against the New Day. You can see Chris Jericho getting frustrated in the match or whatever. Then have him turn heel. Boom! WrestleMania match. That's all you have to do. But I just don't get why WWE they just like to rush things nowadays, and it's like it pisses me off so much when I watch. They just like to rush things too much.
Yep. Yeah, I think the match is gonna be good for sure. It's a shame that I don't care about it as much as I would like to, because this is the fourth time they're having a wrestling match, and there's no stipulation here. So it's just the same as their other 3 matches, except it's at WrestleMania. It'll be a good match and everything. Maybe it'll be a great match. I don't know how much time this is getting, but I think AJ Styles is going to win the match. I guess Jericho's a possibility, but I don't know. I think AJ got paid a lot of money, and I think Vince likes him.
I'm paying you that money to listen to me, damn it. You're going to lose. I'm the only one, because I know Vince. Vince is famous, but remember, we were all sitting here last year. Yeah, Sting's going to beat Triple H. What happens? It's all about the game, damn it. So
looking back on that match, it should have been a clear indication that the second they made it DX and NWO, that okay, all right. If it's WCW versus WWF or WWE, sorry, WWE is gonna win. The second, I think we were all just kind of like, holy shit, NWO, holy shit, DX, this is nuts, this is crazy. So we were all kind of thinking like that, like, this is gonna be nuts, wow. Looking back, you probably should have known there. Okay, I know what's up. I know what's happening. I've seen this one before.
Just like we've seen this before, an Intercontinental title ladder match.
Yes, exactly the same format as last year.
Yes, it was pronounced as a big-time match last year at WrestleMania 31, and this time it's another big-time match, I guess. Kevin Owens got to choose his number 1 contender, did a false triple threat match. Afterwards, Stephanie, as Ace said, got mad at him, and so put him in this match. In this match is not only the champion Kevin Owens, but Sami Zayn, his rival from NXT and Ring of Honor, Dolph Ziggler, multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, Sin Cara, former world champion and main event of the... What do you want me to say about Sin Cara?
I couldn't help but laugh when you said, oh, Sin Cara, okay.
Okay, yeah, Sin Cara, why not? The Miz, former Intercontinental Champion and main event of the WrestleMania. Stardust, under his old gimmick, Cody Rhodes, brought back that design of the IC title that we see now. And the unlikely hero of this IC title match, former U.S. champion, internet champion sensation, woo woo woo, you know it, Zack Ryder, gonna get his theme song finally played at WrestleMania.
It's fucking payday.
Yeah.
See, to me, honestly, like, Zack Ryder's not going to win this match, but the way that I feel like they've set this up, how could you want anybody but Zack Ryder to win it? He's the only one who seems to care about this match. Everyone else is kind of like, yeah, ladder match. We get to be in the six-man fucking tag match that goes on for like 20 minutes and no one gives a shit about. But Zack Ryder, they don't even let Zack Ryder in the match. But Zack Ryder is so hopeful. You know, he's tweeting, and he's like, I remember when I was a kid, I was at WrestleMania 10 for the first Intercontinental Championship match, and that was in a ladder match. Now I'm fighting for that very title in a ladder match at WrestleMania. And it's like, how can you not get behind that guy? How can you not want him to win? Like, he's such an underdog, they don't even have him in the hype-up fucking six-man tag team match. He doesn't even get to be involved in that. He just gets to fucking fight Jericho.
And he beat Jericho. He did beat Jericho, so that's a big thing.
Yeah, former multiple-time world champion, yeah.
I don't think, like I said, I don't think he's going to win, but I really want him to. And I gave up on Ryder a long time ago, unfortunately. Most people did as well, I feel like. But now I think I'm back on the bandwagon. But as for a winner, I think either Owens will retain or I think it's too early for Sami Zayn. I pray to God they don't give it to Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry, Justin. I know you love Dolph Ziggler. I pray to God they don't give it to Dolph Ziggler. He is so fucking boring, man.
I hate you. No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
no.
And that's the thing, because he is a very talented guy, but it's just like, I've seen every one of his matches before. Even the stuff with Triple H, like, it was kind of cool, sort of interesting. I guess it made him feel a little bigger than he really is, but I'm over him. Like, I'm over him.
And yeah, I think with the match itself, and this should have just been Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, period. It should have just been Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, period. No other people involved, no ladders, no nothing. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, blood feud, possibly. The feud is there.
It's only been on WWE TV for like 2 weeks, though, or since the Rumble. Is that justified enough to go over someone like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not a huge Miz fan, but Miz has been there for years, Ziggler's been there for years. I would rather see a clusterfuck match than that lazy way of just doing Sami Zayn and
I think there's more money on the table with Zayn and Owens and like if you save it for another show, than doing it now at Mania.
Well, then don't bring up Sami Zayn then.
Yeah, that's their mistake, is because they brought up Sami Zayn and they gave people this false hope. I mean?
Don't bring up either you just do the one-on-one match, or don't bring up Sami Zayn at all. Because right now, that the way it is, and I love ladder matches and everything of that nature, but you were better off just putting these guys on the fucking, Andre the Giant Battle Royal, Ziggler, Ryder, Cara, and get it to almost to a 30-man. You probably just add a couple more guys in there to get it to 30. But it's just, if you're going to have Sami Zayn have a moment at the Royal Rumble, knowing their history, and if you are a WWE Network subscription, owner, as WWE thinks that everyone else is, you will know that Sami Zayn was taken out by Kevin Owens. You know that Sami Zayn lost his NXT title to Kevin Owens. So when he made his return at the Royal Rumble, holy shit, wow, he eliminates Kevin Owens. Holy shit, Kevin Owens wins the Intercontinental Championship. Holy shit, can it be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania? That will be something I want to see.
The only thing is, how do you justify giving Sami Zayn that Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania? One of the biggest, they're hyping it up as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. How do you... I like Sami Zayn and I like Kevin Owens, but how do you justify having that match on the biggest wrestling show of all time?
I feel if they would have had that match, it would have been a...
It's the built-in feud already. There's history within the feud, no matter if it's now on the main roster or not.
That's the only thing to me is, like, they've had their feud in NXT, and guys like us, we know their history. A lot of fans know their history, but I would rather see sure, it may not be a WrestleMania match. I would rather see Zayn and Owens do shit after this for 3 or 4 months. To me, I would rather see that than just to have a quick build going into WrestleMania, having it be one-on-one. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good match. I'm sure it would be great. They work well together.
Like the problem with Owens and Zayn, though, is that if you would have had it at this Mania, it would have been their introductory match to their feud. And I'm the believer that Mania should be ending feuds, not trying to start feuds. And I mean, there's been examples where they've started feuds at Mania and stuff like that. But I feel like the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio feud started at WrestleMania. The Owen Hart and Bret Hart feud started. Well, kind of was in the middle of their feud when they wrestled at WrestleMania. Yeah. But to me, I felt like this match would have been, if they would have done one-on-one, fans would expect way too much from it. But I feel like WWE would have booked it as a 10-minute, hey, you guys go out there, introduce your feud, and do a storyline match that I think fans would have just shit on because they wouldn't have appreciated that Owens and Zayn didn't go out there for 20 minutes to kill
There's much more you could do, I feel like, with the ladder match, too. Obviously, you'll get the crazy spots. Zack Ryder will do something nuts. Let's say Sami Zayn is this close to winning the title, and fucking Owens throws him off into another ladder, and Owens wins it. How pissed are you going to be? You're like, fuck you, Kevin Owens. You're an asshole. I mean, it worked for fucking Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, and that was Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Can you imagine with guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Zayn's going to be this close to winning a championship in the WWE, but surprise, guess what? Fucking Kevin Owens screwed you again.
I think the only problem that I have with this is that we saw a ladder match last year with this. And
I wish there was.
And a lot of the guys are the same in this match.
The only thing I hope, and if I was booking it, like I said, I wouldn't even have Sami Zayn come up right now at this point. I think what I would have done is that either A, have him debut, after if Kevin Owens wins the title, he's celebrating the ring. They can start their feud that way. It'd be a holy shit WrestleMania moment. I mean, the crowd will pop big time because most of the crowd is going to be, mostly smart fans, indie marks in the crowd. That's what, a lot of those guys is going to be pop big time. So it'll be a huge moment. Or have him debut the night after WrestleMania. Yeah. I think that would have been a lot better. But if you're going to debut, my thing is, if you're going to debut him early, it should have been a one-on-one match, in my personal opinion.
For me, yeah, I agree with that too. Especially because I do agree a lot with, like you said, it's the exact same match we saw last year. And it feels like the Intercontinental Championship isn't the championship. Now it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? The Intercontinental title is in a multi-man ladder match every year, right? So I do get what you mean there. I did think there was no real feuds going on with Owens that could have garnered having a one-on-one match. Even if let's say it was Sami Zayn, obviously you can't really go back in time and do it. But even if you went from the Royal Rumble, if you had built up a legitimate feud for 2 months between them, from the Royal Rumble until WrestleMania, okay. But then he left again, and he didn't come back until after Roadblock, and he saved Neville, right? So, to me, you would need to do stuff straight from the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn's at the Royal Rumble, Raw after the Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn's in the WWE. Same as AJ Styles, Owens talks about how he ended his career or whatever he thought he did. I was hoping that you'd be retired forever. Him saying it's not going to be that easy, Obviously, he wasn't Intercontinental Champion at that point. It was because he had lost his championship match to Dean Ambrose. But if he was just going to win it on the Raw, I think it was the Raw after that even, if he was just going to win it on that Raw, why not, or I guess the Raw before Fastlane, why not have him just beat fucking Dean Ambrose for the title right back there? At least then he could say, you think you're going to get a shot? You're not going to get a shot. This is your first night in the WWE. Yeah, right. You can have him go through some opponents, beat this guy, beat that guy, say, I'm coming for you, Owens. Then you could even do a big battle royal, number one contendership, yada, yada, yada. But just the way that it was going 3 weeks before WrestleMania, saying, oh, yeah, this is this feud from NXT. And not that NXT isn't great, but this is this NXT feud, and now it's on the biggest show of the year. To me, that there needs to be more story there, personally.
Yeah. I would have preferred to have seen Zayn Owens if they had given it a while to build up and, talk about their NXT and everything. So, I mean, a ladder match, it'll be fun. Ladder matches aren't bad. Like, I don't really know any bad ladder matches. Some might say Triple H and
Kevin
Nash,
Nash.
but
That
I mean,
was
I
a
don't know.
great
It wasn't
sledgehammer
that
on a
bad.
ladder match. How dare you?
Yo, that wasn't a ladder match. That was a sledgehammer ladder match.
You could only win after you use the sledgehammer. Like, what the fuck? Who made these rules?
You just showed that. You just showed that he's just like, yeah, I need one more payday, buddy.
Yeah, I need a payday, Hunter. Can you hook it up? Yeah, don't worry, Kevin. I got you.
But as far as the winner goes, I think Kevin Owens is going to retain. You know, I think some people are pulling for a Sami Zayn feel-good moment, but this guy just started, you know, making grounds on the main roster. Like, winning a title now? Like, I don't know. A little bit too soon, maybe. But
I think the 3 guys that I see winning this match, I know the third guy is going to be random as fuck, but Owens, Zayn, those are the 2 guys I see winning it. And then, because he's always good with WWE, he's won random IC title matches before The Miz.
Oh,
I
knew you were gonna say this.
see the Miz. The Miz always wins
He's in
random
fucking
shit.
IC championship fucking purgatory.
Yeah, exactly. So I could see the Miz winning this one. The guy who I would like to see win is Zack Ryder, just for the feel good moment, like, yeah, woo woo woo, you did it, kid, and stuff like that. Like, that'd be great.
What if Sin Cara somehow fucking wins?
The Lucha Dragons, they were brought up as a tag team, but both are singles superstars.
Hey, you know what? Hey, maybe if Sin Cara wins and like Melissa wins, hey, they can, you know, hey, maybe they'll have a probably not a few, but they could be still like in a tag team, but like, oh, they're United States champion, they're a Continental champion, but
and
that's
then they
not
win
right.
the tag team titles, and then they face off against whoever the WWE World Heavyweight Champion is, and we have a great TNA moment. It's like a match for all the belts.
Oh my God.
What a great TNA storyline. Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe versus the Dudley Boys, Victory Road, 07. Great.
Oh.
You know what's going to be great, though, guys? The Triple Threat Divas Championship match. Charlotte with Ric Flair taking on Becky Lynch, taking on Sasha Banks. Pretty much, this is an NXT match that, minus Bayley, you know, we've seen this before on NXT. You know, they had a Fatal 4-Way where Sasha won the NXT Women's Championship. And also, big news is that there's going to be a new women's title appearing on WWE. We don't know if it's going to be at WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania, but it seems like this is going to be the last run for the Butterfly Championship. Best known for the days of AJ Lee and Nikki Bella and just looking stupid in general. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this triple threat match. I think it's going to be a good one. There's only really 2 people I see walking out with the title, Charlotte and Sasha. I feel Sasha, though...
Last kicker?
No, I'm sorry. Becky Lynch is like Dean Ambrose in this situation. You know, when you see Dean Ambrose in a triple threat match and he's against all the big guys, yeah, he's the one taking the pinfall here. you know, like that's Becky Lynch. She's the person going to eat the pin here. You got to keep Charlotte and Sasha looking strong, brother. But I can see one of those 2 walking out as Divas champion. Who do I choose, though? I choose Sasha Banks because I feel like her winning the belt would be a really good thing. And I feel like Charlotte has already done enough as Divas champion. And I think it would be good for Charlotte's character to have lost and get rid of Ric Flair. Because I like seeing Nate. She's funny and all. But it's time for Charlotte to move on from Rick and become her own woman. So, yeah, Sasha Banks for me to win. And I think this is going to be a really good match.
Yeah, I got Sasha Banks as well. Well, I don't see anybody else winning it. Maybe Charlotte, but other than that, I don't really see anybody winning.
This has potential being match of the night. This has potential being match of the night, in my personal opinion.
They've got to give it the right amount of time, but
yes. Yeah. If they get like 10, not even 10 minutes, probably 15 minutes. This could be a show stealer, but Sasha Banks is gonna win. She's primed for it. Like, it's so obvious that she's gonna win that the WWE YouTube page is doing a fucking video diary of Sasha Banks. Like, if it's not obvious that they're not gonna put the belt on Sasha Banks, and also as well, she's gonna be, I think, is she inducting Snoop Dogg in Hall of Fame?
I heard Solomonster tweeted out just recently that there's reports that Snoop Dogg may be doing Sasha Banks' entrance.
See, and all that too. Oh yeah. There's no way if you're gonna be with all that given to you, I mean, not saying that she doesn't deserve it, but like all that given to you during a WrestleMania weekend and like everything, she's gonna win, and it's gonna be a good moment too. So she's gonna cry, of course.
I'm gonna say Sasha Banks too. It really comes down to her and Charlotte's. Just like Chase said, Becky Lynch just seems like the third wheel here. And it's kind of sad, but just I don't see Becky Lynch having any chance to win here. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. This has potential to be the best Divas match in WrestleMania history. I don't know what the best Divas women's match in WrestleMania is though.
Maybe Trish and Mickey.
I was gonna say that Trish and Mickey, and I think I like the WrestleMania 19 as well. It was Lita, and I think it was Trish and Jazz. I thought that was.
It wasn't Lita. No, that was 18. Victoria Jazz at 19.
Oh, it was who? It was Trish.
19, yeah. 19 was Victoria instead of Lita, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Lita. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Victoria. Yeah, you're right.
I believe
because Stevie Richards was coming out with her. I remember it now. So
Lita was injured. Lita was injured then, I think.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, but
Trish Stratus and Christy Hemme was also really great.
As a kid, I did like the build-up for that one, and when fucking Trish wrote "slut" on her back, I was like, "You bitch, you fucker, you're just gonna train to kick your ass." Which sucks because if Lita wasn't hurt, we would have got that Trish Lita match at WrestleMania 21, and there would be a good argument there for that being the best women's match in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, I agree.
But there was lots of possible matches we could have had this year. Like Cena and The Undertaker, but instead, Chase.
Oh, yeah, but instead we're going to get... I was actually going to go for another match before I talked about that match. I have my segue plan.
We'll come back to it. I'm new at this lead-in game, so you go ahead.
Ace, that match we were going to talk about is so much bigger than this next matchup between Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. No holds barred street fight. How'd this match start? Well, Brock Lesnar was getting attacked by Dean Ambrose before Fastlane. And then afterwards, Brock Lesnar attacked Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose came out in an ambulance and said, "Fight me at Mania." And then Brock Lesnar's like, "Sure." And so that's how this match started. Pretty much, originally Brock Lesnar was supposed to face the new face of Fear, Bray Wyatt. But that wasn't the case. Instead, they had a match at Roadblock where Bray Wyatt has been informed that he's been injured. I guess he got injured sometime in a house show or whatever. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt's not happening. It's now Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. No holds barred street fight. Pretty much the build is just Paul Heyman talking about it. This match is going to be crazy. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the hardcore, fun, little gimmicky match. Probably will happen at the middle of the card. Like we're just settling into Mania. First two matches happen. Then we hear Michael Cole say, "And coming up next is big no holds barred street fight." Oh, I love it, Michael. The toys are coming out. And so that's probably going to be probably going to be the third or fourth match on the card. But it is one of the bigger matches heading into Mania. As for this, who I want to win, I want Dean Ambrose to win, but I don't know. A lot of people are saying maybe the Wyatts come out and stuff like that, but I don't want the Wyatts to come out to give Dean Ambrose to win. That just makes no sense. No, but that's just not going to make any sense. I mean, like they're feuding with Ambrose to Wyatts, and all of a sudden they come out to help Ambrose. Like, what is Ambrose part of the Wyatt family now? What the fuck is this? I honestly think they're just going to give Lesnar the 1-2-3 clean win here, or try to create like a WrestleMania 13 moment where Lesnar has like the Kimura on and Ambrose passes out from all the pain that he's suffered, thus making Ambrose look like a badass. But I feel like it won't go as over as many people think it would, because the Austin and Brett match was just amazing, and especially with the whole dynamic of, Austin was the heel, Brett was the face, and then they double turned in the match, and you got to see a different side of Stone Cold Steve Austin that we've never seen before. Like that's what made that pass out so great compared to Dean Ambrose, where it's like we've seen him in hardcore matches. I mean, this guy's an idiot. He had a TV blow up in his face once. He forgot that it was like attached to something. So what makes me want to say like, oh yeah, what a courageous effort that he withheld a Kimura for that long. So so Brock Lesnar going on and winning is what I think will happen. But what I want to happen is Dean Ambrose getting a nice win. And he can do it any way. I just won't like the Wyatt way, but he can do it any other way because winning clean in a street fight is pretty much just winning in general. There's no rules. So there you go.
As much as I'd like to see Dean Ambrose win, and I think he should win, I don't think he's going to, just because Lesnar ended the streak. And like last year at WrestleMania, obviously the fans weren't as behind Roman Reigns as they should have been, but they, even as behind the Roman Reigns train as WWE was, they were smart enough not to let Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. Now, for the last year since that match, they've been trying to teach us and show us in every way possible that Dean Ambrose is not as good as Roman Reigns. Survivor Series, he lost to him. He's second fiddle. Even in the Rumble, even though Dean finished later, he gets the match at Roadblock. Roman gets the match at WrestleMania. So it's like, and Fastlane, of course, he beats him. So they've been showing us for a year now that Dean Ambrose is not as good as Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns can't beat Brock Lesnar, but Dean Ambrose can. As much, I think it would be better, because, I mean, it doesn't really benefit Lesnar in any way to beat Dean Ambrose. And obviously, it helps Dean Ambrose a lot to beat Brock Lesnar, but you also got to wonder if it's going to hurt Lesnar, right? So, if Ambrose is to win, he's going to have to use the kitchen sink. Not everything but the kitchen sink. He'll have to use that kitchen sink as well. You know, he's going to have to cut Lesnar's leg off with the chainsaw and scrape his head with the barbed wire. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no,
what else do you need a chainsaw for?
Because they kind of booked Brock Lesnar to a point where it's like anyone that does beat him, it's like kind of not believable. Where it's like, oh, that's not realistic. Like, they've done such a bad job with Lesnar, making him too strong.
Not even the Undertaker could beat him. Not even Undertaker could beat him at SummerSlam because it would have looked shitty.
Yeah, Undertaker had to low blow him. Like, he tapped out first, and then he low-blowed him, but...
Yeah. As far as this match is concerned, I said it earlier, WWE, they want to have everybody who's on the main roster have an appearance at WrestleMania. Whether we like it or not, I believe this is where the Wyatts will come out. Yeah. It will be shitty, it will be stupid, it will be dumb, but I believe it may happen, and who can... And the reason why is because that Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt has never actually had their match yet. I understand that Wyatt's injured, but I think if Wyatt is good to do maybe one or two Sister Abigails, I think he can come out and be a distraction in this match. Yeah, the whole Dean Ambrose thing is like, since they used to feud against each other, yeah, it's there, but I think he has a bigger issue with Lesnar right now at this time. So I think, despite all of that, I think Dean Ambrose is going to end up winning the match because of that there. It'll probably make Dean Ambrose look weak a little bit, but I think during the match itself, the story that's going to be told with he won't quit. You know, you can F5 him 2 times and he'll still kick out. I think that'll put him over enough right there. But I fear for this match. I really do. It is because of the whole Wyatt family. I don't want to see it happen, but I think that's what may possibly happen.
A lot of people are talking about the Wyatt family also maybe interfering in the world title match as well. A lot of people are speculating that now.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Based off the stare down with Triple H and the reports that Wyatt's going to have like a huge feud after Mania. Like, a lot of people are expecting the WWE title feud or something like that.
That I really hope doesn't happen. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, I'd rather for that to
I don't know, you might need something to save that main event.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'd rather happen... If he interferes, I'd rather happen in that match over this one here.
Yeah, so that's why people are throwing it out there. We're not on the main event yet. We're still talking about Ambrose versus Lesnar. But I just wanted to throw that out there that people aren't thinking that maybe at the end of Mania, if Roman does win, you have the Wyatts come out, and maybe that would help save the ending of Mania or something like that. So there's possibility.
Yeah. This match, this is probably the match, if I had to pick any matches, that I'm most looking forward to seeing as far as like the in-ring aspect goes, because Brock Lesnar, he's just a fucking animal out there. He's a beast. as Paul Heyman likes to say. Dean Ambrose, he's awesome. He's insane. He'll do crazy shit. So it's gonna be great. I want Ambrose to win, pretty much like everyone here. I'm gonna predict Ambrose just because I think I like to consider myself optimistic with WWE. I know they protect Lesnar a lot, but just given what Ambrose has done lately and how, you know, the fans are like really starting to warm up to him more and more, I think WWE recognizes that, and whether it's the Wyatts coming out to help Ambrose even the odds a little bit, or Ambrose just wins straight up after, you know, not giving up the whole match and surviving, I think Ambrose is going to win. So, yeah, call me optimistic, but I don't know. I'm a believer. I'm a believer here.
Well, Ross, you're believing foolishly, just like everyone believes foolishly, that Shane McMahon will go out there and beat the fucking Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, and when he does, everything will change in wrestling. Hate these people. I hate these fucks. They post on my Facebook. I'm about to get off the Facebook no DQ pages, all these wrestling pages, all these fools posting these booking ideas of Shane McMahon going on and changing WWE. Look, Shane's still going to be a pawn. There's only one man in charge of the WWE, and that is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Damn it! It's no one else. It's no one else in charge. But this Hell in a Cell match between Shane and The Undertaker. Originally, it was going to be Undertaker versus Cena and a Legends versus Legends icon match, which would probably main event at WrestleMania 32. Let's be real here. Like, yeah, Triple H, Roman, you guys are cute and all, but Cena and Taker, that's going to be your main event. And it was going to be a battle of WrestleMania Legends. The champ, John Cena, taking on The Undertaker, but Cena got hurt. So they had to go with a new option. A lot of people were throwing in different names of who The Undertaker could face, but then WWE released that it's not someone on the main roster or someone currently working with the company. So it led people to wonder who it was going to be. So Vince McMahon, during the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy Award, awarded it to his beautiful daughter, Stephanie. And as Stephanie was about to give us her speech, here comes the money, Shane McMahon shocks the fucking world and comes out like, what the fuck, Shane McMahon's back. Everyone's excited, but not Vince. Vince is pissed off. So if Shane wants control of Raw, he will have to go face The Undertaker. If Undertaker loses, this will be Undertaker's last WrestleMania. Not his career, his last WrestleMania. So I'll repeat that again, because there's people who are tone deaf and probably don't understand that if Undertaker loses, this will be his last WrestleMania. Not his career. Two different things altogether. So Undertaker can still have his match with Sting at SummerSlam if he does lose, which he's not, because that'd be ridiculous. Why would you do Undertaker and Sting at SummerSlam? Fuck that. But Undertaker, if he wins, Vince gets the key to Shane's black box. They haven't really talked about that in the storyline. Don't know why. Thought it would be great.
After the first week, they stopped mentioning that.
Yeah, dude, I was like hyped for that shit. I wanted to know what was in the black box.
I think it was just in the heat of the moment, and I think he kind of fucked up when he said that.
Yeah, well, Vince is still gonna get that fucking key at the end of the night, because this match is gonna be my match of the night. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Maybe Shane jumps off the cell. Who the fuck cares? This is a McMahon match. You know it's going to deliver. The only time Vince hasn't delivered at WrestleMania was that bullshit with Bret Hart, because Bret Hart got a stroke from Goldberg and he couldn't wrestle anymore. So you know what? What? It's true.
He got a stroke from Goldberg. So.
Yeah, Goldberg gave him a stroke, didn't he?
All right.
Didn't he kick him in the
Jeff
head?
Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett didn't give him a stroke.
Yeah, no. Jeff Jarrett gives strokes to TNA fans, not to WWE fans or their talent. Maybe he gave some to Sting back in the good old days. Who knows? But
yeah, this match is definitely going to be match of the night. And before I actually talk about the match, Ace, I want to ask you a question. When Shane McMahon returned, because I know Shane, he's like one of your favorites of all time.
Oh, we were in the call.
What? Yeah, like what feeling? Like what? Like
I was very excited for the Vincent J. McMahon. I had no idea about Shane.
All we heard
first
was this.
I was talking with Chase, and I thought the Undertaker, because that was really the only person who you could say, well, he's been there, what, 20 some odd years, 30, 25?
25 years.
25th anniversary.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
So he's been there 25 years. You know, he's never left. He never jumped ship. He was always there, unless he was injured, right? And so I was like, they'll give it to Undertaker. And when they pulled out Stephanie, I was kind of like, whatever, right? I wasn't mad, because I guess you could make an argument either her or Triple H should be the next one to get it. So I wasn't mad, but I was just bored. And, like, literally, I was just sitting on the couch, and I heard Shane McMahon's theme, and it was just like, no fucking way.
Yeah, Ace let out a huge what. Ross was just like, no fucking...
I was literally almost in tears. Because I was thinking in the back of my head, I was like Stephanie, and I swear to God, because like, this high thing with professional wrestlers, I was like, man, it's like Shane. Like, do you think Shane can come out and interrupt for this? Because you know, if Stephanie's out there, she's someone's gonna interrupt.
Yeah.
Maybe I was like, Roman Reigns, LOL. Oh, he's gonna interrupt. But Shane was like a distantly in the back of my head, and I was like, Shane's music hit, I marked the fuck out, like, big time.
Yeah, when Shane's music hit, this is the God honest truth. When his music hit, I blacked out for a minute because I did not know what the fuck was going on. I just heard, here comes the money. I'm like, what? And like, I just couldn't believe it. And then once I saw Shane coming out with his Nike Jordans in his suit, dancing around like normally, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Shane.
Yeah, dude. Damn, Shane. Yeah, he was doing the damn Daniel with his Nike Jordans, but
I get the white Nikes.
So yeah, so pretty much Shane McMahon coming back was probably one of the best markouts in a long ass time. Probably since I would say since Sting debuting. Like
since Sting.
I find whenever there's a cool thing that like somebody returns or something you don't expect to happen, like a big surprise that they clearly want to be a big deal. I always find that like when I go back and rewatch it, because now I can pay attention to what's going on, I find there's always a shitty announcing call. I don't know if it's just me. So when I went back to watch the Shane thing, like when I first saw Shane McMahon come out, I was like, holy shit, Shane's here. And of course, I went to watch it on YouTube after Raw. And I hear, as Shane's coming down the ramp, I hear JBL going, he's here to celebrate with his sister. Or like, when fucking, I remember this too, because after the Dudley Boys came back, I was like, holy shit, Dudley Boys, holy shit, they're back in WWE, that's crazy, fucking Bully Ray, that's nuts. I go back to watch it, and literally, like, the announcers are freaking out, and Titus O'Neil's on commentary, and he goes, there we go, there's some more competition. Yeah, and it's like, that's fucking Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon. That's not more competition. That's fucking Bubba Ray and Devon, you asshole. No wonder you're suspended. Jesus. Or like, what was, there was a recent, no, not one a while back. Like even, you'll look at like when Hogan came down at Bash at the Beach, 96, and Heenan's like, well, what side's he on? What side?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Oh, you guys remember when Christian came back on ECW? Todd Grisham made the worst fucking call.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. It's Christian.
He just said it's Christian. He's like,
it's Christian. Like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Like, Jesus Christ. But back to the match itself. No, I mean, I think this match is gonna be blood. I think there's gonna be blood in the match. I think the Lions match is gonna have having blood. Taker could blade up. Lesnar could blade up. Main event.
Oh, Lesnar's not gonna blade up. He just bleeds naturally. He has so much scar tissue gone. He just bleeds naturally.
But I mean, I think that with this match itself, it's gonna be good. I honestly think that's what's so good about this match, because you don't have no idea exactly who's gonna win. I personally think Shane's gonna win, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff going on with Raw and SmackDown, all that other stuff. I don't want to get into that, but I think it would be great that if Undertaker gets to the top of the cell and Shane McMahon's on top of the cell with him, and there's a helicopter that comes in, and Shane McMahon, he gets in the helicopter, he goes up in the air, he's gonna be up in the air, like the helicopter extends for 3 minutes or whatever. They're like, what the hell's going on? Then Shane comes down in a parachute with an elbows Undertaker through the Hell in a Cell, and the arena explodes from the impact. I think that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be fucking
He goes
amazing.
off the Jerry Jones Sidentron and elbow drops Taker from there. He goes off from there.
Can you just imagine, just Shane just coming in, like, on a parachute with that elbow?
Yeah, it's like during the match, it's like Undertaker's laid on top. It's like, where is Shane going? I don't know, Margo. This man's crazy. And then also we just pan to Shane McMahon going on a helicopter. He has a parachute and everything like that. He's like, are you ready? Ready? And Undertaker's still just kind of like laying there because his ass has been beat up. And then I want that spot to happen now.
Oh, man, that'd be fucking tremendous. Just him just with the fucking elbow through the cell, the arena exploding. It's just like...
I think Shane's going to do some... I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but I think he's... After seeing Raw and seeing that elbow drop, okay, that was cool. But they're going to have to do something better, or else I feel like a lot of people are going to look back at this match and be like, like
I honestly see him getting a ladder.
Top of the cell. They got to do something.
I honestly see him getting a ladder from one of the leftover ladders from the ladder match. It'll be like underneath the ring, and he'll do a spot like that. Like he'll do like an elbow drop from like the top of the ladder. I think that'll probably be the best thing. Or maybe he'll grab like the cage on top of the Hell in a Cell. Then like he'll maneuver something into the middle, and like he does the elbow that way.
Yeah.
That's the only time I think that's gonna actually work. But other than that, I don't think I'll see a huge crazy spot in this match. But this match is gonna be fucking great though.
There's gonna be a lot of shenanigans, I'm sure of. As for the winner though, I love Shane McMahon. As a fan, I do want Shane McMahon to beat The Undertaker, but it's kind of like, not exactly like a Lesnar scenario, but how do you, Shane McMahon, even when he was in WWE, like even back in the day, he was a competitor, he competed, but he was not a main event Undertaker-esque competitor. How is Shane, who hasn't wrestled, in WWE, hasn't been in WWE for 7 years, how does he come back and defeat The Undertaker?
Because he's been MMA training.
Yeah, dude, he's been training with the best MMA fighters.
Maybe there has to be a run-in. There's got to be someone on Shane's side. He's got to hire someone to come out with him, and that's to me, that's the only. You can't have Shane beat him clean.
The only thing the thing is that if Undertaker's streak was still going on, Undertaker all day. But he really doesn't have the streak no more, so it's like, if he loses...
It's not about the streak, though, to me. It's about Shane McMahon not being...
I can't just picture when I'm showing my kids Undertaker footage, and they go like, oh, Daddy, who do you lose to last at WrestleMania? And I'm going to be like, Shane McMahon.
But you got to think about it this way, too. It's that... Why even put the stipulation online and have Undertaker and his being his last WrestleMania? How many more matches can Undertaker actually have?
That's true.
What else I was
just
thinking
me
is,
selfishly.
Vince McMahon made that stipulation. He said, if Shane beats you, I promise this will be your last WrestleMania. If Shane gets control of the WWE, he can be like, fuck you.
Because I always say Undertaker's like a really loyal to gimmicks type of guy, where he's like loyal to stipulations. Like, especially when it comes down to stuff like that. So I don't think Undertaker would be willing to accept the last WrestleMania. It would have to be like if they built a storyline where, like, let's say like a John Cena or Sting are trying to coy Undertaker to wrestle them at WrestleMania for that to work and stuff like that, for Undertaker really wanting to go at it. So, because like you can still do Cena Taker and Sting Taker at like SummerSlam.
But the only thing that I gotta argue with this here is that you have, and this is what's good about this match, is that you really don't know who's gonna win this match.
You don't know who's gonna win.
I think we can agree there, where you have a prediction, but you really have no idea who's gonna win this match.
You can say it. You can easily say, it's good. Undertaker's not gonna lose his last match, so he can win. But Shane could easily take control of WWE, so he can win. Like that's like your prediction, but you don't know who the fuck's gonna win this shit.
Yeah, exactly. So and I think that's great for the match, but Shane will get control of Raw. Now, if he does get control of Raw, we don't know how long he's going to have control. Who knows? Maybe it'll be only a few months. They'll have control, then something else will happen. You know how they usually do in WWE.
The other thing too is that obviously it's nitpicky at a storyline, right? But even if Shane McMahon won, I haven't seen them sign any contract. Vince could just be a little prick and be like, oh, well, I don't care. I'm not giving you the title, right? Or I'm not giving you the company. Then you could have another match or whatever. There's tons of things you could do, which is another thing that really interests me about this. I'm very interested in the match, but I'm also more interested in what they're going to do afterwards, like the fallout of it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Whether it's Taker defeating him and coming out the next night and either doing whatever he does, or is Shane just at WrestleMania? Is he back for a while? Or I feel like after that he made on Raw where he was like, I want this thing to be here for the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And what's very interesting to me is that I feel like there is a bit of real life tension between Shane and Stephanie. Because there
is, because Shane keeps bringing up my 3 grandsons, knowing that Stephanie and Triple H only produce fucking granddaughters.
Yeah, and I mean, Triple H and Stephanie, to say the least, have been doing a fine job, I guess, an okay job. And I mean, honestly, even if Shane, I think it's just because it's something fresh and it's something new, because we've had the authority for so fucking long that people are like, Shane's going to change the industry. It's going to be good again. Because it's new, people are thinking that. There was a time in 2013 when they turned Triple H heel, and they had the authority, and they're like, this is going to be good. This is going to be good for ratings. Triple H hasn't been a heel in a while. This is going to be perfect. Ratings are going to go up. And it was fresh. It was new. It's not that, who's to say whether Shane McMahon is a better businessman or booker or whatever you want to say than like Triple H and Stephanie at running a show. It's just that right now it's something fresh. It's something new, and it's not as fucking stale, because the authority have been there for 3 fucking years now, and it's the same shit every fucking Raw, because Stephanie and Triple H come out, and they talk for fucking ever, and Kane's wearing his fucking dress pants. And people don't like that. It's annoying. That's bugging everyone. It's pissing them off. So, with Shane, it's something new, but I guarantee you, even if Shane took over, let's say Shane wins, Shane's in control of Raw now, that'll be cool. It'll be like, it'll be interesting. There's tons of stuff they can do. Does Triple H get SmackDown? Do they split the brands? I know people have been talking about that.
Oh,
yeah. There's lots that they could do. But after a while, even if Shane McMahon is the coolest fucking babyface, and he's coming out and he's dancing and he's making Seth Rollins fucking wrestle all these matches, and, Shane and Seth have a match, whatever he does, after a while it's going to get stale, like with the authority. Because at first everyone was so high on Triple H being, heel again. Oh, he hasn't been heel since 2006. This is going to be cool. Heel Triple H is awesome. He's going to work with Daniel Bryan going into WrestleMania. But after a while, it's like, okay, this is stale. This is boring. And I think that's the main appeal with Shane McMahon right now, because he's new. He's fresh. It's something different.
Yeah, because and also some things that may push towards Shane a little bit more, why people would predict him to win, is because, the authority in promos, not only are they mentioning Roman Reigns, they're also saying, and Shane won't win at WrestleMania. Stephanie keeps saying that too. So you can make an argument. Both sides are good. Whoever wins is a good thing. But at the same time, I feel like you said, Ace, the more fresher approach would be having Shane win. It's just more, can you stomach that you won't see Old Man Taker walking down that WrestleMania aisle again?
That's why I kind of wish they didn't put that stipulation in the match,
So, quick question. If Shane wins, let's just say Shane wins, do you think that there is going to be a brand split?
Yeah, it's 100%.
I hope not.
I think that there is.
The roster isn't that deep. I just don't think they can pull it off.
No, the roster's not deep at all. So I agree with that. But I think that it could possibly be just because of the fact that so many guys are injured. Yeah. They get injured a lot. And I don't think I've seen, probably as long as I've been watching wrestling, in a 1 year period where you got so many guys going out.
It's not just undercard guys getting injured. Jesus, this is like top clear type, like main event guys like in Cena and Rollins that are hurt right now, and up and rising mid card, like the worst that they had.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Yeah, like the worst that they had in the Attitude Era was that one year.
If you cut down people's schedules from instead of wrestling 4 to 5 times a week to 3 to 4 times a week, because they're not gonna have to travel to that extra city for SmackDown. I think that will help out a lot. Now, obviously, I think you're still gonna have Raw as like the main show, of course. You got like your main players on there, but you're still gonna have players on SmackDown. I guess I can see Seth Rollins going to SmackDown. I can see guys like Dean Ambrose, possibly going to SmackDown, win a world title there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then that brings up the question, whereas I think it should kind of be when they had the brand split in 2002, where it's like, for a little bit, the world champion just gets to go on both shows. Because I don't think there should be 2 titles.
Okay. I can see that. Just don't make it entirely like 2000, 2003, like brand split pay-per-views and things of that nature. We definitely don't need that shit. But
my only
have a
problem with the
brand
brand
split
split is that I don't think they will be able to get Triple H over as a heel on the brand split of SmackDown. And the reason why is this, because fans are really behind NXT, and there's been talks that they would use SmackDown to help NXT guys out. And if Triple H is all, hey, I'm bringing NXT, it'll just be all like, so why should I hate this guy?
I think it'll give SmackDown the proper boost in ratings that could possibly get too. So
yeah, it will help out SmackDown in ratings. I just don't think it will help Triple H, the heel character. I don't think it'll make the Authority heels at all.
If that's the case, though, you could. I mean, people love Shane O'Mac, but if that's the case and it's not working, you could, do something where all this power is going to Shane's head. Everyone's saying, you're just like your dad. He hates that. He hates being referred to as his dad. He likes to think of himself as this cool, hip guy that knows what's going on in the world.
Really want to ruin Shane. That seems like what Vince would want. He would want Shane to be ruined and be like, told you guys I know what's bad. Like, I don't want to see another Vince, like, fuck you, everyone else. I'm Vince and Kenny McMahon storyline. Like, this isn't 1999. This is 2000.
No, but not with Vince though, but with Shane. Shane takes control of Raw.
But then Vince will have to come save the day. They'll just make Vince into a babyface because Vince will be the one who has to save the day. So that's why.
You don't like.
Or Triple H is the one that has to save the day. It would all depend, and because it is WWE, I feel like they would go the Vince McMahon route because it's his company. So, but if it was with Triple H as the one to come in and drop, because I think Triple H as a heel is getting old. Just the fact that him and Stephanie do all this charity work, and they've got to go on like Good Morning America and be a star, and then they've got to tell everyone that their hopes and dreams are dead on Raw.
Hey kids, don't be a bully, be a star.
To give these kids hope, and then on Raw he's like, you guys are all losers, and you sit around and you drink and you talk about how we're awful, but we're just more dedicated than you are, and you're all pieces of shit. And then he goes to like fucking be a star, and he's like, everyone needs to respect everyone, show tolerance, and it's so I feel like eventually they're going to go the route of turning Triple H face again, especially like you said with the NXT crowd, because everyone who watches NXT looks at Triple H like a fucking god, and they're just praying that Vince McMahon's out of the picture as soon as possible, right? Whereas with Shane McMahon, they like him too. There's tons of stuff you can do, and it's the kind of thing where it's like trial and error. You could either try Shane out as a heel, make them both faces. It's just mixing it up and making sure the continuity and the storylines at least somewhat make sense, Like, even they turned Austin heel for a little bit, and that didn't work, so they went back. Like, it sucked, and it's a dark period, but it's not the end of the world. All Shane would have to do is come out and, dance, and everyone would love him again, right? So there's lots of interesting things that they could do after Mania, and I'm personally looking forward to it, and that's why this is one of my favorite matches going into Mania.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also my other problem with it, before you continue on, Ross, is that it would make no sense if these NXT guys beat SmackDown guys, because then why the fuck is there a point for NXT if they can go up and beat SmackDown guys? Move on, Ross.
Wow. We talked a lot about this match. I think it's going to be great. I mean, maybe that's me being optimistic. Like, I really don't know how it's going to end up. Like, this I'm excited to see how it ends up, just because you don't know how it's gonna go. But as far as like how good the match is gonna be, I think this is like the match that could have the most like differentiation of like how good it could be, because like Shane, he hasn't wrestled a match in a long ass time, so you don't know how he's gonna do in here. You don't know if his performance is gonna be as good as you remember him being, you know. And Taker, you know, I trust Taker, but it's just like you don't really know how it's gonna be. You would assume it would be good or great even, but you know, we'll just have to see how it goes down. Prediction wise, I mean, I guess Taker, like, I think Taker should win, because, like, with a stipulation, like, oh, you can't wrestle at WrestleMania anymore. I think if he can't wrestle at WrestleMania anymore, that's like Muhammad Ali with not in boxing or something. You know, like, Undertaker's WrestleMania, like. And I know you could do, like, well, you could make some kind of story up where Taker is allowed to wrestle at WrestleMania again. But I don't want to see that bullshit. Like, no. That's like Vince Russo.
I just want some consequences actually to be held up. Like, if he loses, like, it's like, yes, consequences.
Consequences, like, rarely mean anything in wrestling anymore. So it would be nice to see a stipulation hold up for a change, if you're actually going to make the stipulation, you know? So that's why I think Taker should win. And, you know, before that stipulation, I was like, yep, Shane's definitely going to win. But that whole stipulation just changed my whole mind on it. But if Taker does indeed win, you could have, like, something like after WrestleMania where Shane just, like, nope, I still want to control the company, brings in like the Balor Club or something, and you have this invasion type deal or something. I don't know, but you could work another way into Shane not giving up and trying to get control of Raw or whatever.
Yep, 100% agree. So
you see Shane bring in wrestlers before and do invasion type angles. I don't think I want to see that.
Yeah, let's
not. I know what you mean.
I now own NXT.
Oh, God. Oh no, that'd be terrible. I would hate that storyline so much. Hey, Survivor Series 2016, Puddle of Mud Control. It'll be Team WWE versus Team NXT. Winner takes all.
Yeah,
It'll be like what, the Shield, John Cena, and Randy Orton versus like five. Who would detract from Team WWE to go to Team NXT? It would have to be a major star that never was associated with NXT. I mean, because Austin, yes, he was associated with WCW and ECW, but let's fucking face it, he was WWE. Like, he was WWF at the time.
You'd have to get somebody big, like Orton would probably do it, like,
oh, yeah.
These guys need a chance. These young guys need a chance. Shane McMahon is fresh and stupid, you Triple H.
Yes.
And then it's like him and Shane McMahon, and there's only the only two people on like NXT are like Austin Aries, and like who hasn't been there for that long, and like someone like Samoa Joe, it'd be like Aries and Joe, and it'd be like, this is NXT.
You know what? I see Big Show.
Big Show, yeah, Big Show. He's always good for the.
And then like Team WWE's like Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they all come back together, and Bray Wyatt and John Cena and Triple H and
oh.
Jesus Christ, I do not want to see that.
We just booked a terrible storyline. Just like the WWE has booked their WWE Championship in a terrible storyline, as Triple H. Fuck, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this in 2016. Triple H is defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes. Fuck yes, I love it.
I can't believe it. I'm saying this in 2016. He's defending his WWE Championship against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was the WWE Champion, and then he lost it at the Royal Rumble to Triple H, and then won the opportunity to face Triple H at Fastlane, beating Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. So this is how we're getting the match. Pretty much these guys just beat each other up throughout the feud, and that's pretty much it. And the problem is that Roman Reigns is still being booed after getting slightly cheered for a little bit during his championship run. It's kind of weird how that happened. But this is just fucking ridiculous that I'm seeing Triple H in a main event. I love it, but it's like so weird at the same time. Like,
it's funny too. It's like obviously, Triple H has got that history, but for years and years and years, people always like they hated Triple H, and it's like anybody who's against Roman now, they just cheer for, no matter who it is. They just cheer for whoever's against Roman Reigns. And the worst part is Triple H is doing such good work as a heel right now. He is killing it. Like his fucking life sucks and then you die speech.
Yep, and
sit around your table and yada yada yada, and like he's killing it right now. He's doing such good shit, but it's just the fact that Roman is so fucking boring, which is it's a shame. It's a shame he is so boring.
Yeah, and it's sad too because The Rock, he's also going to appear at WrestleMania 32, but I don't think we need to talk about that. But it's like they could have done so many things to help Roman get over as a babyface, but they're just not doing a good job with it. And it's hard too for fans. Like, really, to be honest, let's be real here for all of us here. It's hard for Roman to get over when Triple H is an established Attitude Era guy. Like, he's an Attitude Era guy. Like, yeah, sure, Triple H had his Ruthless Aggression Era days where he was a dick and he was burying all these other guys, the quote-unquote young talents, fuck everyone else, I'm the king of kings and everything like that. But, like, at the end of the day, Triple H has earned, like, a lot more respect from wrestling fans in the past few years. I mean, with the whole NXT and pushing the Performance Center and everything like that. And not to mention that here's this guy that fans really don't really want to see. And he's taking on a guy that, like, yeah, you kind of shitted on him, but he's kind of earned some more respect for you. Like, you kind of like Triple H a little bit more than you probably did, let's say, like, 5 years ago in 2011. Like, he has a little bit more respect under that realm, and so it's hard for Roman Reigns to get over. I honestly think that if Ronda Rousey was still relevant, I honestly think they would have paired Ronda Rousey to Roman Reigns, so that way, because like they would have played it off that Stephanie, she's like a nuisance outside, and Roman gets the equalizer, and it's like Ronda Rousey, so it would help Roman out to have a Ronda Rousey on the outside. But since Ronda Rousey lost, then she's kind of getting fat. I don't know. She is. She's getting fat. Let's be real here. She's fat now, okay? But she's chubby. She's chubby, okay? Not fat. She can lose that weight quickly. But
she can.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like not even The Rock. Like it seems like The Rock's not even trying to get in the storyline because he knows. Because like he was there when Roman won the Rumble and got booed out of the building, and the greatest fucking reaction where The Rock's just fucking confused out of all hell why he's getting booed. Like, see,
I don't know why The Rock would be confused about that though. He had the same thing happen to him.
Yeah, no, but I think Rock was confused that people were booing him raising Roman's hand. Like he just didn't get it. Like he just didn't understand. Like, hey, I thought you guys loved me, so why are you guys booing me? And I think even with The Rock, like he's not even making a big deal that he's going to be involved with this match. Like I just think Rock's just going to come out there, say some jokes, make another WrestleMania baby jokes, Rock baby jokes, whatever, and say, and here's my good friend Flo Rida, and then we get the Flo Rida concert. So
welcome. Is there going to be a Flo Rida? Because I fucking love that new My House song.
Okay, so you've seen it all the time.
Well, like when I think about Flo Rida, I think about The Rock and vice versa. It's like,
to my house, play that music too loud. We don't have to go out.
Even I got a good feeling too. Every time, and I think about John Cena too. Every time I hear Flo Rida, I think about John Cena. I just think about WrestleMania 28. Really.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I heard you were a wild one.
Once. Oh, yeah. Every time I hear Wild Ones, I picture Rock getting off that jet and hey, you were wild ones. I think I was like, I was in grade 11 for that. So I just think of like being a dumb kid in school and hanging out with my buddies and trying to get them all to watch WrestleMania because Rock and Cena were fighting, and they cared a bit. And I know whenever I hear Flo Rida now, I always get pretty good feels from that.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyways, Triple H, and it's a very interesting situation. And last year they were lucky enough to have the Seth Rollins cash-in to kind of give you something else, and neither guy really had to lose. This year, because you can't really do you can't have Triple H beat him clean, or dirty, or whatever. You can't have Triple H beat him, and the game rules on, and the king, you can't have that. You can't have Roman Reigns win triumphantly and hit him with 1,000 spears and hold up the title, and the Roman era has begun, and the fans boo it up. Roman Empire, sorry, has begun. You can't have either of those. There's got to be something, and that's why when you admit, I didn't really think about the whole Wyatt thing. It would be kind of shitty to have just Bray Wyatt come out and, let's say, I don't know, they do a triple threat at Extreme Rules or something, or Payback, I guess it is now, but you've got to have something. Either Shane's got to come out, or Vince has got to come out, or something's got to happen. It can't just be Triple H wins or Roman wins. It can't. I don't know who's going to win. Personally, I don't think the title is going to stay on Triple H, but I don't think Roman's going to. But I don't think Roman's going to win it either.
Jesus Christ, well, that'd be a shitty ending at that.
Double count out.
Yeah, double count.
Just like Miz and John Cena.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah.
The Rock will come out and restart the match.
Could you imagine if The Rock came out and you're like, oh no, he's gonna help fucking Roman Reigns, and then he just like fucking rock bottoms him and has Triple H win, and then they build up like the next night to WrestleMania 33, and it's just like you and me at WrestleMania 33.
That's early.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, with this match itself, I mean, man, I don't know. Like, I just have like a very underwhelming feeling about this match.
Yeah,
like,
this match could be so much better than it should be. Like,
it can be, and it can be. I mean, in a perfect world, I would like to have Triple H win and just like have him like pull down his fucking trunks and just take a big shit in the middle of the ring and just have WrestleMania off the air that way. I mean,
why are you taking a shit?
Yeah, just be like, just flips off the crowd, just takes a big shit in the middle of the ring, and that's the way WrestleMania is.
Why does he take a shit? That's what I don't understand.
Thank you for hashtag free WrestleMania.
It doesn't matter. It just says "fuck you, internet." He just takes a shit in the middle of the ring. Like,
that's the thing, but the internet doesn't even want him to lose. The internet wants him to lose.
I know.
That's what's so stupid about this fucking storyline, and it's so dumb how fucking everyone hates Roman Reigns. Because for years, all these sparks are like Triple H fucking buries people, and Triple H buries people, and Triple H buries people. He could literally bury Roman Reigns in the ring. He could come out with a fucking bag of dirt and throw it on him, and the fans would go eat shit. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, but the thing with this is that I mean, I still get some people that talk about, oh, you know, Triple H, oh, fuck him, blah 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 blah. But I mean, God, man, if the Wyatts don't interfere in that Lesnar Ambrose match, they're gonna have to interfere in this match because they need something to save this main event. I don't think I ever heard, probably since maybe last year, but I don't think I ever heard a face going into WrestleMania being booed out of the fucking building like how Roman Reigns is. Like, even with John Cena, there's still some people out there that care about John Cena. I mean, like all the young fans and stuff, and there's some young fans that care about Roman Reigns too. But this is overwhelming. Even there's some like of the like actual like older people, like the 50-year-old man that's wearing a John Cena shirt that will cheer for John Cena. I think there's more boos brought towards Roman Reigns than John Cena, which is pretty damn bad.
Yeah, because like during the Lesnar match, he only got cheered when he was doing his finishing spots.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, but it's either Roman Reigns is gonna win cleanly, which is worst case scenario, or the Wyatts come out, or maybe Roman wins cleanly, then the Wyatts come out after the match ends and just attacks them randomly, and like a hologram comes up, and you know.
See, like, I think there's a bigger problem, and I think the problem is the fact that they need to save WrestleMania every year. Why do you need to save WrestleMania? You shouldn't have to. Okay, my first WrestleMania I ever watched was WrestleMania 21. You could kind of look at it as sort of the same build-up with Triple H and Batista. Triple H going in.
Triple H and Batista was great
build-up, sorry, but you know, Triple H defending his title against the young guy. Let's say.
Well, Batista's older than Triple H.
I'm sure for haters, there's a couple people who are like, Batista's, you know, he's too green for this, and he's going in with Triple H, yada yada. But it was still very well taken when John Cena and Batista won their titles.
Well,
Why is it every year now that they have to fix the WrestleMania main event? Why are they so out of touch that they can't figure out this isn't going to work? So last minute we either have to put Seth Rollins in, or fuck it, I guess we'll add Daniel Bryan to the title match. Like every year now, it feels like they have to do something where it's like, okay, this shit isn't going to work. Why is that the case? It's so stupid. Like, okay, even for WrestleMania 29, as boring as that was in the main event with John Cena and The Rock, at least it was something that they said, no, you know what, fuck it. This is what we want to do. Fans still like Cena, right? Maybe they'll be a little underwhelmed, some of them. But hey, we'll still get John Cena and The Rock. It'll be a big payout. And a lot of people will still care. Cena will get his big comeback win. And at least there was a decent story enough there where it's like Cena, was doubting himself because he lost to The Rock. But now is his chance to earn his redemption, right? At least there's something there. You could have argued, maybe they should have put CM Punk in.
The thing is also with Cena and Rock too, it still was successful. Didn't they still draw like 1 million pay-per-view buys? It wasn't like, it's like people were still going to pay to see that rematch. So that was more like the internet fans just kind of being butthurt for no reason. But
they literally wanted Batista to go in as the babyface against Orton and win the championship.
I honestly think that if Batista came back as a surprise, I don't think fans would have been so brutal towards Batista.
No, me either. Yeah, if he had just come out.
Like, if he came in the Rumble, like, we didn't know Batista was coming back. He just came back in the Rumble. I think fans would have been a little... Like, I still think it would have been a mixed reaction, but I still think fans would have been a little bit more calming with Batista because they know, like, hey, this guy hasn't... Like, because really, when we look at, Cena and Orton and stuff like that, they get kind of mixed reactions. Batista's always been consistent, whether he's a face or a heel. He gets cheered or he gets booed, whichever character he's playing. This was like the first time where Batista was really getting booed out of the building because fans knew what was going to happen and they didn't really like the outcome whatsoever.
That just bothers me with the company that they need to say, like, there's a small part of me, as much as I don't want to see Roman win clean and walk out with the belt, there's a small part of me that almost wants that to happen, just so they don't have to say, okay, well, what we wanted to do sucks, so we'll do this. Because for the last few years, they've had to do that. They've had to do that for the last few years. They've had to have some sort of swerve happen so that the fans don't fucking riot and cancel their network subscriptions. Like, they've literally had to change the main event for the last 2 years. 2 years in a row they've had to do that now. And now they're going to have to do it with the third one. And I just hope that when WrestleMania 33 rolls around, whoever's main eventing, probably Roman Reigns, is in a better position than he is right now. Or whoever's facing off instead. It's a weird dynamic because people now want Triple H to bury Roman Reigns, whereas for years and years and years they shit on him for doing that to new stars. But since it's Roman Reigns, it's like, it's the whole thing of people don't like being told what to do. They don't want to be told to cheer for Roman Reigns. They're going to cheer for, it's like a hipster kind of thing. They want to cheer for who you don't want them to cheer for. Well, we like Dean Ambrose. He comes out with a leather jacket and, right? It's a weird era to say.
Yeah, I think ever since WrestleMania 30, when let's riot until Bryan gets into the WrestleMania main event. Since they got what they wanted then, now everyone feels like they're entitled. All right, if we just start a big commotion, WWE's gonna give us what we want.
That's a good point.
I think that's just ruined things a bit. I think at the end of the day, Reigns has to win the match. I don't think you need to second guess it. Okay, yeah, he can get booed, whatever, I mean, if he wins and the fans boo, so be it. If he wins and he turns heel, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with either one. It's just, at the end of the day, it's all about how WWE does it.
Yeah.
If they do it, no matter what they do it good. You know what I mean?
You got to think of if Shane McMahon wins. If Shane McMahon wins, let's say, he did mention about how he wants to give guys a chance and he doesn't want to give breaks to the guys. That was obviously a clear shot at Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So if, let's say, Shane wins and there is a Roman Reigns heel turn, whether he joins sides with Vince or
I'll be so
whatever.
Roman Reigns, like Like I remember I read someone's theory. Like they said, "What if Reigns and Triple H are working together?" I would be like, "That's the stupidest thing ever." I would stop watching.
Well,
like
so that'd be some NWO shit right there.
like but not as well thought out as the
NWO.
NWO.
Like get in the ring and like fucking Roman Reigns just finger pokes Triple H, and
That'll be fucking funny though.
I would laugh, and then later on I'll be pissed off. But I'll be laughingly pissed off. Like I'll be like, "The fuck
oh
did
my
I
God,
just
Roman
watch?"
Reigns and Triple H are hugging. The Roman Empire has begun.
No, because like that would piss me off, because like the thing is, like if Roman Reigns joins side with like anything authority, it's like, what the fuck? These guys put you through hell and back, and then Triple H goes, "It was all a test all the time to see if he was really the right guy." I'll be like, "Fuck you, Triple H. This is the dumbest thing you've ever produced, ever." Like saying that like it was all a test.
I hate that. Like whenever there's a part of a heel turn like that, I always like a heel turn where it's like it was a work the whole time. You know, not where it's like, "Oh, I had to test you and see if you were really ready." It's like, no, fuck off.
No, because like that's what they would pull it off though, as they said, "Oh, it was all work. We were playing with each other. He was always going to be the guy. We just got to test him a little bit." And he was down, and he conquered it. Like, I'll be so pissed. I'll be like, then why the fuck did we watch this whole past 2 years of him being a babyface? We were just going to do that. You should have just made him your main guy after WrestleMania
Especially
31.
they've already gone through the round of saying you were supposed to be the guy, but we knew Seth Rollins had a fucking weaker spine than you and would join us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, fuck. You would just be you would be tarnishing not only the Roman Reigns character, but you would just make the Authority look stupid for the last 2 years. Like,
yeah.
That's just dumb. Like, I saw someone say, "Wouldn't that be great?" And I literally wish there was a dislike button on Facebook so I could just hit that like 5 million times, because it was ridiculous. I was like, what do you wrestling fans think about at night sometimes? Like, they scare me sometimes, wrestling fans. They truly do scare me of what they think about. But overall, final predictions for Triple H and Roman Reigns. Who do you guys have walking out as champion? I say Roman Reigns is going to walk out champion, but from a character standpoint, I think Triple H should win.
I'll say Roman Reigns.
I'm going to say Roman Reigns just because I don't think Triple H should hold on to the title any longer than he needs to. And what I mean by that is Triple H is a part-time wrestler. He shouldn't be having long title reigns like this. It seems like the only reason he won the belt was because he's going to put over Reigns. If he doesn't do that, then why is he champion? To put somebody else over?
Yeah, to put over that young cat
No,
named John Cena.
Why? Like, then you just wasted our time. Like, oh, well, you're never... Roman Reigns was the fake guy. We're not really putting him over. We're going to put over somebody else. Then you wasted our time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and people who say the thing, well, Triple H wins, you'll put over Seth Rollins. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are such marks if you think Triple H is going to put over Seth Rollins. Look, Seth Rollins is a good talent. He's really good. Not denying that. But Randy Orton didn't even put him over at WrestleMania last year. What makes you think Triple H will be like, yeah, Battleground, I'm going to put over Seth. It'll be great. Like, what the fuck? No. Like, Triple H is not putting over Seth Rollins. Ever. You can mark it. I know people are going to throw Daniel Bryan out there and say, "Oh, Daniel Bryan beat Triple H." Okay, there's huge difference between Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, and also you best damn believe Triple H was looking for a return match with Daniel Bryan in the near future. Triple H wasn't just sitting there with his dick out, being like, "Oh, we're not going to wrestle again." No, Triple H was like, "And then after this, maybe at like Survivor Series, we have another match, Daniel. Wouldn't that be great? I'll get my win back." So Triple H was already planning this shit. He always gets it. You should know. Anyone that has a WWE network, you should know, because you have it, that if Triple H loses the match, he gets his win back at the end of the day. Sure, you'll trade off wins, but you will most likely get the final laugh at the end of the day. So yeah,
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see it. I do agree with Ross in the sense of I don't see anyone. Or what was I saying? I don't see Triple H winning the title if not meant to have Roman Reigns win it. You know what would be interesting? Okay, how do you think the match would have been perceived if, let's say, Roman Reigns beat Sheamus or whatever the fuck again at the Rumble, and Triple H won the Rumble to face Roman? Because I felt like they thought it would be better if it's like, oh well, you know, people like to see title changes at WrestleMania, something new. So it might be good to put the belt on Triple H and then have Roman Reigns beat him. But I wonder how, looking back now in the shitty build that was WrestleMania 32, looking back now, how would it have been received if Roman Reigns kept the title from Sheamus? Went on, yada, yada, yada. Triple H wins the Rumble and says, all these other guys are injured. I guess I'm going to have to do it myself. I wonder how that would have been received.
I think people still would have shitted on it.
No, everyone would be cheering for Triple H's comeback trail. Oh, Triple H is going to become champion again. I honestly would be 100% behind Triple H winning at WrestleMania if that was the case. Because I'd be like, I haven't seen Triple H as world champion in a long time. Like,
that's the shitty, tough part that is fucking WrestleMania 32.
It's like when it was like when Sting was going for against Seth Rollins, like at Night of Champions? Night of Champions, right? Yeah. When Sting was going against Seth Rollins, I didn't give a fuck what plan Seth Rollins had. I just wanted to see Sting become champion because fuck yes, it's Sting. Yeah. Like, Justin, I bet you were feeling the same way. You were just like,
I wanted Sting to win. I didn't give a shit if it was for one night. Like, I think he deserved that title. Yeah. I mean, and most likely we'll never see that.
Just seeing him with that WWE Championship holding it up high, I was just like, oh, what a beautiful sight. That's a real champion, not my fucking little Seth Rollins asking about a statue every 5 seconds. What the fuck is this?
Here's my statue.
Yeah, that's pretty much Seth Rollins.
Isn't that right, Jamie?
You know what's funny too? People shit on Roman as a top guy, but they don't really shit on Seth when Seth was like part of a terrible ratings era. like Seth was a champion and no one shits on him, but it's weird. Whatever. ROH ties. So there you have it, guys. Our huge WrestleMania podcast that will be divided in 3 parts, by the way. So if you guys are kind of weirded out how the videos end, just know we divided this in 3 parts so you can listen to selected parts. WrestleMania 32. Overall, Justin, what are you going to think of WrestleMania 32 by the end of it all? Do you think it'll be a good show? Do you think it'll surprise expectations? Or do you think this will just be a mediocre WrestleMania? Say like a WrestleMania... what's a mediocre one that's a good one to kind of poke at? Like a 7? Where it's like you had those 3 matches that were good?
7, 8-ish. If I would go more recent,
22, like 24, yeah. Those ones.
Yeah, you know what? This WrestleMania is so fucking scary because this could be a potential shit bomb of a WrestleMania. Not like an 11 or nothing like that, but
or 9.
So it won't be on that god awful level, but it could be a very disappointing, like a 25. It'd be something like a 25.
Yeah.
Or I know you hate that, Chase.
Yeah, no. Texas has bad luck with WrestleMania. Maybe we should just stop going there.
Yeah, or something as good as some of the best of all time. Who knows? Like 28. Like 28 was the one that very much so surprised me. Like, holy shit, this is actually a good Mania. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it could be on the 28 type of level, but I think it's gonna be like a meh. It'll be a meh WrestleMania.
What about you, Acers?
See, for me, I remember we sat here last year talking about WrestleMania 31, and we had a lot of the same fears that we had for this show, whether Bray Wyatt was going to be able to beat The Undertaker, is Undertaker going to lose 2 in a row, or will this hurt Bray Wyatt? It fucking did. Then we looked at, like, Sting and Triple H, which kind of reminds me of, like, Dean and Brock now, where it's like this is the 3rd match that everyone kind of really cares about. And then, of course, there's the main event. And I remember last year, around this time last year, was when they broke the news that Lesnar had resigned. So we were talking about it, and we were saying, this is going to make the match so much more interesting. And in a way it did, because now it's like, oh, he could retain it. When I look at the world title match this year, I am very scared about the main event. Everything else looks fine, passable, solid undercard. I'm sure we'll enjoy the Intercontinental title match. I'm sure if they do the Andre the Giant Battle Royal right, it'll be a good moment, especially now that they're moving it to the main show. I feel like they're going to put more importance onto it. New Day, whatever, match I'm sure will be fine. Divas title match could be great. I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff on this show. AJ Styles and Jericho, even though I'm not really into the feud, they'll have a fine match, whoever wins, right? The biggest fear I have for this is the world title. And unfortunately, that's the one you're always going to remember. Every time you think back to a Mania, you're going to think of, well, what was the main event for that, right? So they really need to figure their shit out for this main event. Because it could be a horrible WrestleMania, but if the main event's good, it's like, okay. Versus it could be a great WrestleMania, but if the main event sucks, it's like, well, fuck, right? Like, even 25, they had, like, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, there was some good stuff there, but then it's like Triple H and Orton was like, oh, really? So, I'm very worried about the main event. Hopefully it turns out okay, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Rosters going to WrestleMania 32, what do you expect?
I expect better than 27, that's for sure. So I at least know for a fact. I'm saying a fact. It'll be better than that. So I can at least, hang my hat.
Yeah, because like this card is not as bad as 27. Because 27, like it only had Triple H and Taker to really look forward to. Because you knew that like I'm being that serious. When my friends came over to watch 27, they all thought Cena and Rock were wrestling. They didn't know the fucking Miz was champion. Like they didn't know this shit. They were like, "What the Miz?" They're like, "Huh?" Like this, yeah. Like 27 was pretty much just building up to 28. This one at least we know is trying to stand up on its own.
I've never seen them actually throw a WrestleMania like that under the bus for another WrestleMania. Like,
yeah,
it was pretty bad.
But I think it'll be a good show. It's got potential to be great if everything goes exactly how you would think it could go to its potential. Yeah, more importantly, since I'm going, I just want to see that stadium. It's going to be awesome with like that many people, like 80, 90,000 people there.
I wonder if Vince is pissed that Bray Wyatt's hurt because his entrance would have looked sick in the stadium.
Yeah, it would have.
He's like, God damn it, Bray, you piece of shit.
Well, I mean, it can still happen. I mean,
yeah,
you can still have the whole big entrance, so
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, so what would make this a great WrestleMania in the IWC's opinion? What would make this the greatest?
Roman Reigns turns heel.
Shane doing the elbow from the helicopter parachuting in.
Just that's us. The IWC.
I think Shane winning, Roman turning heel. I'm gonna go through every match and think about it. Shane winning, Roman turning heel, Owens fucking doing something crazy to Zayn and fucking keeping the title. Some guy that never got a break really winning the Battle Royal.
Like Cesaro returns and he wins the Battle Royale.
Yeah. Or an NXT guy comes up and wins it. New Day winning, but whatever, nothing really cares. Sasha has to win. Sasha has to win for everyone though. That's what's good about a babyface there. Everyone wants Sasha to win. The IWC wants Sasha to win. Fucking, I want Sasha to win. You want Sasha to win. That guy over there wants Sasha to win. Everyone fucking wants Sasha Banks to win.
Even the Irish want Sasha to win.
And Dean's got to do something crazy to Brock to win, and I think that's pretty much every WrestleMania. And Styles and Jericho, I guess.
Styles.
Really Styles, yeah.
Well, they go like 30 minutes, and they kick out of every move, and AJ
I know,
Styles
right?
does like the spiral tap off.
How
like,
the hell is AJ standing after that?
Oh my gosh, it's a lion tamer.
Yeah, the lion tamer. Jericho doesn't just do the walls; he does the lion tamer. So that's how the IWC would make this. I think even Triple H just winning would help the IWC out. But then Seth Rollins returns and he gives Triple H gives Seth Rollins the title, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's great." What? Andre did this.
Actually, okay, that's interesting.
Andre the Giant did the same thing for Ted DiBiase.
Well,
he gave him the title.
No, he's not ready. He's not coming back probably until May or June.
No, I don't mean for a wrestling appearance, but do you think we'll see anybody like John Cena at like a panel?
I think I'll see John Cena. I think John Cena maybe. I don't want to say against The Rock, not confrontation wise, but I don't know. Maybe you'll see him backstage or some shit like, hey, yeah, wish we were wrestling tonight or whatever. But Something like that.
John Cena might update us. I know you said you didn't want to talk about what The Rock's going to do, Chase, but what do you think The Rock's going to do?
Announce Flow Rider, because I honestly think Rock's not going to get involved in any major matches. I think he's just going to come out there. Like, I think that's how WrestleMania 32 is really going to kick off. You know, we get the video package. I don't know who's doing it this year. It's not LL Cool J, that's for sure. And, you know, like, we get that video package. Hopes, dreams, WrestleMania. This is the night. Blah, blah, blah. Pyro, explosions. And then later on, you know, we hear Michael Cole, welcome everyone to the soda. And then later on, the crowd quiets down a little bit. And then you hear, up goes Smell. And then all of a sudden, Rock comes out. Rock cuts a promo. Rock's like this. Rock's like that. Rock's like this. Rock's like that. Rock kicks us up to this guy. Rock beats down this guy. Rock says Roman Reigns' name. It gets booed. And Rock goes, hey, take it easy on Roman Reigns there for a minute, okay? And then afterwards, Rock just says, but enjoy WrestleMania. And then he walks away. And then maybe some backstage videos from The Rock. I don't fucking know. Like,
You're not on the door, baby, just come
I mean, if
in.
Ronda Rousey was still a big deal, I think maybe he would say, like, I got a plan for the main event. Ronda Rousey will be there, but she's not a big deal anymore.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. And that's the thing I was so surprised at, because, like, I mean, Rock was a very intricate part of WrestleMania 27, and the build-up especially.
But, hey, that's kind of amazing.
The last time The Rock was against The New Day, and that was months ago.
Yeah, no, but that's kind of amazing if you think about it. Remember, The Rock, like, since 20, didn't make any appearances at WrestleMania. Now we got him 5 years in a row.
Yeah, it's amazing.
27,
Yeah,
28,
capacity.
29, 30, 31.
Wrestling.
Like 31, I was surprised he showed up for 31. In all honesty, like I didn't know he was gonna.
Yeah, that was a shock. Yeah,
because I knew that they had I heard that Rock was gonna be at 31, but I didn't know he was gonna actually be there because like he was in Philadelphia or some shit doing something, and I was like, oh, Rock's not gonna be there, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, maybe Rock took like a fucking jet plane or something. Maybe Vince gave him like a hovercraft. I don't know. Vince probably has a hovercraft.
Xavier Woods' time machine.
Oh yeah, Xavier Woods has a time machine. Yeah, we forgot about that. Or Edge and Christian's time machine in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, those Road to WrestleMania storylines. Those are fucking hilarious.
Did you guys turn Rey Mysterio heel in that? Because I definitely did.
Why are you asking about that?
You still had to turn fucking fight Swagger, but you guys remember Better Than Utopia?
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that in real life. Better Than Utopia should have been a
Yeah,
real
that
life
would have
thing.
been awesome.
Remember the storyline with Undertaker and fucking like Boogeyman and
Zombie Santana.
oh Jesus Christ! Like
I always remember WWE 12s. That was like the weirdest Road to WrestleMania where you had Sheamus versus McIntyre versus Regal versus Wade Barrett.
Versus the League of Nations, yes. Versus the League of Nations.
for all the belts, and then afterwards it goes on to Triple H's story, and it ends at SummerSlam, and then you do Austin Aries' story, aka Jacob Cass, and you had fucking what's it called? You had to face Team WCW.
that pissed me off, man.
It was so.
It was once
stupid.
again, I told you, just and every time you've seen the story before, they've got to bury WCW. I'm sorry. It sucks, but it's just the way it is.
It was so stupid. I was like, what? Like Rey Mysterio was the main villain.
That was awesome.
Like Rey was your best friend.
I go. Everywhere I go, it's not diesel or regular. It's DX or Evolution. Every time I'm at a restaurant, it's not pasta or fucking steak. It's DX or Evolution.
Oh, was that the Shawn Michaels one? Or
No, that was Triple H.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
he
Yeah, the Orton.
You either had to side with Batista and Orton, which I did because I love Evolution, and I had seen DX too much. So
the most random one was like it was like a Shawn Michaels one, and like he was doing hardcore matches or some shit, and then during your WrestleMania match, CM Punk comes out and he's like, "I hate you, Shawn," and he comes out to the ring and tries to beat you up. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was like the most random one ever. It was just like I don't know what it was. It was like some hardcore Shawn Michaels shit. Now the the lamest one was Batista and Rey Mysterio, but that one had like the most storylines. Like you could either be just a tag team that fails, or you can go for the tag team belts, or you can have Batista and Rey fight for the world title and stuff. Like, and you can face your friend. And it was like if your friend got Rey Mysterio, he was so fucked because Rey Mysterio was like would get damaged just from like 2 moves.
You remember when John Cena, Triple H, and Big Show had like the Clash of the Champions?
Wait,
and
which
it was
one?
like that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
Wait, which one was that one?
I think it was 2010. It was the
And,
John.
yeah.
There's John Cena Triple H was like the dual storyline, but instead of being a tag team, you were both like champions on Raw and SmackDown. And then Big Show's like ECW matters, you assholes. And so then it was like a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that one. Yeah, like Cena was on Raw. The weirdest one was like Chris Jericho. It was like that weird Chris Jericho one in 2011. You just have to run around backstage the whole damn time. And then there was that annoying part where you steal the title, and Triple H beats you up, and you're like really injured, and you're trying to run away from Triple H, but Triple H would always catch it.
Was that 2009?
No, that was 11.
That was 2011.
That was 2011. That was 2011. And because I remember like Hurricane, I pushed
No,
Hurricane.
2009 was the Bodyguard when Orton was. I remember that because like,
Oh no!
yeah, they had like the
God.
masked guy and. It was fucking.
Yes,
He's like,
yeah.
Orton, I know you used to be in the military, so you somehow must have cargo boots or something.
Yeah,
Still.
oh my god, that storyline. It being Mr. Kennedy.
Or who was it that beat up Tony again? Tony the Patriot or whatever.
It was MVP.
MVP, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Better Than Utopia storyline. No,
That was the shining star of all the. And then in
Yeah, I think that's one of the most
2011, it was a triple threat match with Orton and Cena and him, and they referenced it. That was awesome.
yeah. No, the one that I felt was really hard was actually there's 2 of them. The Created Superstar one where you're going for the Intercontinental title and stuff, and then there's that one match where Vince is the referee and Vince counts like insanely fucking slow, and you're facing Santino. So Santino, if you built your guy up right, you can beat Santino in like 10 minutes or like less than that. But Vince would make that match feel like forever because we'd be like 1, 2. He wouldn't get. Oh, I thought the game was bugged for the longest time because I was like, this game must be rigged. You have to lose it. I was convinced I had to lose that match, but then I would lose, and then it would say your WWE career is over. Start again. I'll be like, what the fuck? Or the other one was Christians in 2011 because you were on ECW and stuff, but then afterwards you had to do that Money in the Bank ladder match, and that match was so fucking hard. That Money in the Bank was so fucking hard, like because everyone would just like fuck you over.
You remember in 2000 SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 when Candice Michelle turns you into a woman?
Yeah, that's not.
Oh,
With her magic wand?
Yeah,
nice.
she had magic.
Bringing back memories with those.
Or in 2006 when Teddy Long got run over by the car and we had to like...
Dude, the only way, like, I remember that you could make it where it's like, it without being a created superstar, if you want to use an original superstar, the only way you could do it was with Rey Mysterio. Because, like, especially if you wanted to play all the storylines and get all the trophies. Because, like, if, like, a character was in a certain storyline, they would make your character do, like, this most random, stupid storyline that obviously wasn't part of the main path. So, like, it's kind of like in 2007, like, let's say if Edge was featured in a storyline, but you were playing with Edge, you would do, like, the Legends Tour instead of doing, like, the main storyline. I think they did the same thing in 2006. So you had to play as Rey Mysterio, and it was fucking painful because Rey can't lift anyone, and he gets injured easily as fuck. And it was so random, where it's like Rey Mysterio, he's the one who hit Teddy Long. He's like, I'm the one who hit Teddy. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Or when you and Eugene, when you win the titles for Eugene and Regal, but Bischoff or whoever's, I think this was 2006 as well, and Bischoff's all like, oh, you can, as you all know, Andre the Giant tried to win a title for Ted DiBiase, and that doesn't work, so you can't win a title for Eugene. Even though they let it happen for fucking 2-3 weeks, like we had the match built up and it was announced on pay-per-view. Give me a break. Fucking video games.
Fucking road to WrestleManias. At least it's better than Day of Reckoning 2's Road to WrestleMania storylines, where you would just...
I'm still to this day stuck on that fucking triple or fatal 4-way cage match for the IC title.
Dude, like honestly, you have to just get the Regal knee breaker. That'll end that, and that'll end everyone. And then you can actually climb the cage, learn the technique. But that was stupid because you went on and you were going to go face Triple H for the world title, your guy, and then later on it turns out that the world title got stolen, and we knew it was Edge all the fucking time, but they didn't want you to know this, and maybe this is where more of my Edge hate comes from too, is from this fucking video game, because they made it like where you had to beat up Edge, and then later on Edge was the final boss, but then after you beat Edge, they were like, oh, we have to defend the world title now, it's been missing for a year. You know what? Triple H, you and I, one-on-one, like, what the fuck? Like, that's fucking bullshit, so... There you go. But their reckonings are good games. I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just saying the storyline was stupid. Anyways, that's it for WrestleMania 32. You can find these great people in the description box down below for all three of the different podcasts. Thankfully, I'll have a lot of copy and pasting to do, which would be great. So I don't have to type out so much. But you can find their Twitters and their YouTube channels and Instagrams and whatever the fuck else Ace likes to do. Tumblr, I don't know what you do, Ace.
I'm actually not a Tumblr guy. I'm more of a Form Springer.
Okay. No one does Form Spring anymore. So anyways, you can find them all there. You can check out JD Venom for great YouTube gaming. If you want wrestling commentaries like I do, you can check out Gold Standard 000. And Ace doesn't do shit anymore. Let's just be honest. He only comes on to these shows.
I'm really busy, okay? I'm doing a lot of stuff. I got shit going on, man.
Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed these past three podcasts of the NXT, the Hall of Fame, and the WrestleMania, and hope you guys enjoy your WrestleMania weekend. The next time you guys will see us all together, I haven't decided if we're going to do Payback yet, because after Payback is Extreme Rules right away. So maybe we'll just do it where we kind of talk about Payback and then talk about Extreme Rules. I don't know yet. Maybe not do one for Payback, maybe just do that, because it would be kind of like exhausting to do like 2 podcasts back to back like that. Like, just ridiculous. Fuck you, WWE. Get your schedule right. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend. Good night.